And hello, everyone. Happy Saturday.
Hi.
We are Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy, your dungeon master for the evening, and these beautiful people around me are your heroes for the evening and my best friends. Today, we're going to continue across Eberron, but before we do, also, I apologize about the intro. I don't know what's going on. OBS is doing some ho shit, and this is where we are. Ho shit is a technical term that we use here in the business, and it's when OBS just does bad things. However, we're soundful now. Wonderful. That's great to hear. I'm glad we're soundful. If you can hear all of us and the music and everything else, then give us a big thumbs up in the chat. However, we're going to be running across Eberron today. But before we do, as always, if I can get an exclamation mark charity in the chat, thank you for that, Vermilion. We're raising money with Extra Life for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So go click on that link, open your heart wallets for a really great cause, and do the lawful kind thing. Go save some children, be a hero, IRL. We are going to be returning, correct, with Whispers in the Dust episode for this upcoming Wednesday. And that's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you tune in for that right here. Hit the follow button if you haven't yet, and make sure you get notified when we go live. However, we will be taking that next week off, the week of Thanksgiving. Give everybody some time to go off and with your friends and family, and go do that thing. So we will not be live that week. I don't know. I was going to say I don't know numbers. I don't know the dates that we're not going to be live. We're not going to be live for the week of the 20th through the 25th. So no Whispers in the Dust, no Across Eberron. Take that time and hang out with your family, chosen or not. So anything else that we had no birthdays or anything. Kaushik will be joining us today. She's just not here right now. I'll go ahead and give you a little. There you go. There's our little sad cleric girl. But she'll be joining us after the intermission today. Anything else? Is that everything? Did I miss anything? Charity, Whispers in the Dust. I think that's it, right? Yeah. It's a list. It's two things, but I gotta have a list for it, otherwise I'll forget. In that case, last we left off, our heroes, the Shining Vanguard, had made it through the Mournlands, stopping a beholder from opening a gate to the Plane of Madness in Zoriat, and also getting loaded down with some fucking loot. They left the Mournlands, made it to the town of Last Stop, after a bit of an unfortunate fight between some refugees they had rescued inside the Mournlands themselves. An unfortunate but inevitable fight. They left those refugees behind in Last Stop, or rather those refugees left them behind. Our hero here, Artyom, with a newfound tool to scry upon his homeland, did so, his mind wishing over the oceans and lands of Eberron, landing in his home of Adar. In doing so, being able to finally pierce the shroud. He had been scrying on his homeland for so long and being unable to, due to magical protections called the Shroud. This being attuned to such thing diffused through them, and it seemed to work a little bit differently. He had a somewhat ethereal blue form here in his homeland, and a couple of beings, including a little girl as well as some dogs, were able to at least sense his presence, where he saw a statue of a humanoid figure surrounded by dogs near where an old jail used to be. In exiting that vision from his faraway hometown, we went to a stranger walking up behind Artyom. One Doug walked up behind him and took him to, said they had a mutual acquaintance in the form of one Master Alexander, a mutual acquaintance of theirs who had unfortunately passed. Alexander had left his tower to Artyom and the things within it, which included a wand that shoots Werther's Hard Original Candies, as well as a hat that stored vodka and Talenton Halfling Hashish, among other things, along with some interesting bits, including Alexander took up a bit of stargazing, as a lot of wizards do, noticing a strange star, in particular a lavender star that this party has taken note of before. He said that after seeing this, some visions were imparted to him, some thoughts that were not his own. I gotta stop reading chat when I do these things. Some visions that were not his own, and after casting some restorative magics on himself, those thoughts and ideas seem to leave his head. However, one of the ideas came to fruition in the form of a doorway that Alexander said only goes back to 24 hours ago. And if you step out of your timeline, it's essentially a sacrifice. As once you step out of your timeline, it puts a timeline on you. So our party here has correctly made the assumption that this is all in all an oh shit button, that something so horrible has gone wrong that you need to go, and if you need to go back 24 hours, this is the way to do so. But most importantly of this tower of gifts to RTM, Doug's son, who is now named Slick. Wait, Slick. I almost thought I fucked that up for a second. Who's now named Slick, who has some interesting abilities of his own, is now charged himself with being RTM's protector. A puppy though he is, he is here to protect RTM. Made their way back to the town of Last Stop after these short investigations, where the Stormbringer came into town to pick up our heroes. The Stormbringer, an airship that they haven't seen in a little bit of time, carrying all 40 of Brune's folks that he led out of the Underdark. I know if I read that chat, I'm gonna start cracking up just based off of faces, so I'm not gonna do it right now. All 40, as well as some old friends. Nilbo the pilot, Erish, RTM's the Shining Vanguard's friend in general, but RTM's boyfriend, lover, as well as Thaurelia, Brune's partner, who was absent when we got aboard the Stormbringer, at least absent from the main reception of the Shining Vanguard. Thaurelia summoned the Shining Vanguard down to the bowels of the Stormbringer, where she had set up the bare outlines of a safe haven that her and Brune knew, in which she wanted the Shining Vanguard's help in creating an area of safety and familiarity to Brune, where she planned on asking him to be with her forever, to bond with her forever. Definitely not a matrimony ceremony of any sort, so don't get it twisted. However, doing so, the Shining Vanguard, Brune joined down here now. Brune crafting a stone placard for her that had all of the qualities that he thought of Thaurelia, that she was strong, she was reliable, she had unfailing loyalty. Handing stone to her, she handed one back to him that had the symbol for bound on it, and told him that he can no longer be the unshackled. He is bound to her and her to him. And that is where we're going to pick back up in these exact moments, where Thaurelia looks at you after she has lifted you off the ground, Brune, all 250 pounds of you in your full plate, and kissed you, sets you back down, and there's cheering going on, led by Otto. Thaurelia looks at you and says, "There are two things more that I must do, or to complete the ceremony at the very least. I am the impetus for the first." And she unslings her longbow and takes four arrows and knocks all 4 of them and aims them at the crowd. And she says, "If any of you attempt to steal Brune or otherwise recruit him into your harems of men, you will die, looking at the bile spilling from your bellies. Are we all in agreement?" Everybody of the underfolk agree. "Not a problem. Okay." Just weak voices from the crowd.
Was that only directed at the underfolk people?
That was to everybody in the room.
Otto will still very jubilant in the mood of everything. He's kind of indulging himself in some positivity right now, so absolutely.
A tense moment. She takes these like black gnarled twisted drow arrows coated in poison and puts them back along with her longbow. She looks at you and says, "The second part would typically include hallucinogenic wine as well as copious amounts of sex. However, in running from the Underdark, I had to leave behind the hallucinogenic wine. So unfortunately, we will just have to settle for copious amounts of sex. Would you like to have that now or later?"
Strokes his beard. I believe all friends have things to catch up on anyway. Like,
Wonderful.
it's rough.
Leave! And all 40 of the underfolk immediately just about face and up the stairs. We'll cut away from this moment and back towards the back of the ceremony, sort of and a couple of seconds ago while Therilia is making her threats or a little bit before to Crowley, who is currently playing on Therilia's request something similar to an epic war like summoning right before you go into war and go charge into the hearts of Fernia. You hear a small and sort of weak voice beside you, Crowley, and it says, "Sort of dramatic, isn't it?" You look beside you and you see your daughter. You see Talia right beside you. She looks weak. She looks exhausted. She's sort of wrapped in a blanket that she has brought down, but she's standing right beside you.
I'm going to use a minor illusion to keep the song playing and stand up and turn to her. Well, I wasn't always gifted with playing. It's only a hobby I've just recently taken up. And I'm gonna just, wrap my arms around her immediately and just bring her in for a hug.
You wrap her in and you feel how weak she is. You put your arms around here and just apply the amount of pressure that it would be for a hug, and you feel her knees almost buckle as you bring her into you, and you're somewhat supporting her weight when you bring her in for this hug, but nonetheless she leans against you and she leans her head on your shoulder.
Little Moon, you shouldn't be out. You're still so weak.
Well, how could I not come and join the festivities and see you? It's good to see you, Father.
I apologize for not coming directly to you.
Don't.
Come.
There's a lot going on. Okay.
Let us sit and talk. Just leave the instrument playing there. Just
Yeah. We still have the sounds going on. At this point, Therilia told everybody to leave, and she'll say, "Yes, we do. I don't think that we want to stay here to talk. It sounds like being in here may become dangerous for our health and safety."
Would you like to go back to your room, or are you tired of my room at this point?
It might be nice to see some sun.
I will gently help her back up the stairs.
Yeah, and she needs it. She needs the help. It seems like there's a lot of whatever you can't help her with, she's leaning against the rail or the wall, and she helps you up. Erish, after seeing it, will also help if he's needed. But anyways, you leave out of here and take her to the top deck, where she sort of leans against the rails with you and takes in the sun of the early morning.
If Erish tries to help, I'll just turn around and hold up a hand. I've got this. And so, Crowley looks out, just sits her down, and then sits beside her and just doesn't say anything, just watches her. He hasn't seen his daughter up and around. He's just going to take this in. He's not going to break the silence here.
Gotcha. She seems to just spend some moments enjoying the sun for a minute, as if she hasn't felt it on her skin for a while. And in truth, she hasn't. I mean, she's had a mask on for a long time. She's been covered for a long time, but she seems to be up here and enjoying it. Where did you go to?
In truth, everywhere. I traveled as far around Corvair as I could until I figured out my next steps. Unless you're talking about recently, in which case, nowhere fun.
Recently, I woke up and you were nowhere to be found. I just wondered where you went to.
Home. What remains of it.
I have some memories, but they're scattered of the past few years. All of it's like it's behind some wall, but some are coming back to me.
Do you understand what happened?
Not fully. No, but I suppose it doesn't matter right now.
And Crowley's going to place a hand on her hand. That's right. What's important is you're here. We're alive. And I'm so very happy to talk to your daughter. I've missed you, Talia.
I've missed you as well. She sort of just puts her head on your shoulder.
And once again, like when you were young, you'll be strong enough to run off to the capitals and leave your old man alone.
Is that what you want? You're trying to get me away already?
No, I'm just preparing myself just in case. You've been gone too long. Any moment that you can spare with me is a blessing. I will cherish it.
Woods sort of looks around. You're on an airship. She's known that, but what's next? Where do we go from here?
Well, we are heading north. At least last I checked. I don't think our plans have changed to the Dunmer Holds. The Holds. Looks down OOC at the rest of the crew.
OOC, that was the last conversation that you guys had.
Yeah, specifically the Fist of Onatar.
Right. So we'll head to the Holds and we'll see what goes on from there. And we can also make plans.
Okay.
Until you regain your strength.
Never been to the Holds before. Maybe it'd be nice.
There's a lot of hospitality there. Amongst certain dwarves. Some not so much, but I think you'll enjoy the architecture and you'll see more of the world than you ever would have going to college long ago.
Right.
Oh, she's coughing. Oh my god.
She is.
You see, like, Crowley just fret a little bit, like, oh.
She seems weak. Give me a quick insight check or a medicine check, your choice.
I accidentally used my dad's superpower to write a 1d200 plus 4.
Okay, well, you can't use that dice.
yeah, but it is a 12, sir.
12. Okay. Thank you so much, Dutch Dungeons, for the raid. Welcome in. With a 12, and was that insight checker? Oh, insight or medicine?
Medicine. They're the same bonus.
Okay.
So,
medicine. Okay. With the 12, she looks weak. She looks tired, and you assume it's from the ritual still. But she says, I'm getting pretty tired of standing. Can you help me back down to the room?
But of course, little moon. Don't worry. I'm here now. You're here. And he'll, carry / gently move her back down. And while he's doing so, he'll hum like an old, little Chiron song under his breath as he's helping her.
Yeah.
Something he used to sing to her when she fell asleep.
She just once again nuzzles her head onto your shoulder. And you take her down to the room. Is there something else you wanted to do?
Oh no! Once he's tucked her in,
mm-hmm.
Attack mode, form fitting everything. He is going to sit there and just watch her like a guard dog.
Yeah. For
the rest of the evening and probably most of the morning, and then until we get somewhere that he needs to leave.
Gotcha. Okay. Absolutely. You sit down next to her. She falls asleep almost immediately. Like the journey from down and up the stairs was a task and a half for her. But you sit overwatching her and she sleeps peacefully.
Yeah. All while gently humming that little song just under his breath.
Yeah. Brune is busy, Crowley is busy. I'm sorry, Brune is getting busy, Crowley is busy. What are the rest of you doing in this time? You are currently sitting in the airship right outside of Last Stop. Nilbo has not been given any directions right now about where he needs to go at this moment. So the rest of you, Pip, Otto, Azur, Artyom, what are you guys doing?
Otto probably would have gone to check the bedroom/workshop situation. So I don't know how long that'll take, if there'll be any rearranging done. So if that'll be...
Oh, I froze. Interesting. That usually doesn't happen. Or hasn't happened in a really long time. I'm frozen for a very long time.
Yeah, lengthy.
Wait a minute. That was a long DC right there. I don't know. All right. I heard you were going to go check on the workshop situation. And that's about it. What did you say after that?
Oh, he was just saying that he's going to check on the workshop bedroom situation. With the intent of, if I remember correctly, they were both same-sized bedrooms. So he would be merging one to be, probably the workshop to be his workshop bedroom, and then setting up the other for Sam as a abode.
So we have the workshop that was your father's workshop, Milo's, which is downstairs next to the kitchen.
Yes.
Okay. And then across the hall from that is like the staff quarters, where a lot of the underfolk have been staying. However, that is currently blocked off at the moment with these large black tarps that Therilia has put up, because she has turned this main section of the bottom of the boat into this like sort of sanctum area for her and Brune, which is currently occupied and not available.
But with that access, he would have just then started setting up and arranging the workshop to be also his living area.
Okay, I got you. Very well. So you're gonna have to sneak off. You're probably gonna be quarantined to the very front of the ship, which would be your office, the kitchen, and then the staff quarters off to the front. What that middle part of the bottom of the ship being that sort of sanctum area, and you're setting that up for you and Samuel, which Samuel will go in there with you. It is a bit dusty in here right now, so he'll take Dewey and just sort of set him in an area of dust, sort of like on the thing. Is little gelatinous cube who sort of jiggles happily as he sets him down on an area of dust and starts moving around, just cleaning the areas. And he brings Nord in here and says, "Where do we begin?"
I am unsure. I believe I will start by condensing the workshop area. Due to my lack of sleep, I do not require a bed. So he will begin saying, even though he won't have access to what was once Milo's room at this time, he'll go ahead and get the half that he can get done. So,
with all due respect, I meant, where do we begin with the Iron Vanguard?
I misunderstood. He is probably quiet for a moment. He kind of steps over. He goes ahead and starts arranging things, not being dismissive, but clearly contemplative as he does some kind of thoughtless, busy work just for a couple of minutes. And stops, turns back to Sam. We shall need a beginning. A plan is good, but without something of an example, I believe we will not make much progress. I have a friend I would like to speak to. He has been inspirational. Referring, of course, to Song, I believe. Or
Soul.
Soul. There we go. Clearly, Otto is much closer to Soul than Cody is. And once we make contact, if he is interested, we shall need a few more. I should like to find out where the concentrations of Warforged are, where we can speak, and who perhaps we should approach first. I must admit, I am unaccustomed to starting an organization, most especially one as grandiose as this.
Well, I've been in the Moorlands for the past 3 years, so I have no idea where we would even begin. If you have an idea of where we would start, we should start there.
He perks up. I have heard that my uncle is now a king. I shall speak to him on the matter. Surely he knows something or has connections.
That's a very, very good connection to have.
Indeed.
He continues with helping you straighten up your shop and set up a bit. Samuel is not much of a craftsman himself. He is more of an assistant to the matter, and he assists you in doing these things. We'll cut away for a moment towards the rest of you. Pip, Azur, Artyom, what are you guys doing?
I'm probably getting Slick and Bill and Erish acquainted with Mop, of course.
Give me a quick perception check.
Sure. That'll be a 26.
26. Mop and Glop are not readily available. For whatever reason, you do not see them. Just a immediate glance around the top of the deck, and you do not see them amongst the rest of the Underfolk here.
Yeah, I'll ask Erish where they are. Hey, where are Mop and Glop?
He looks around and he rolls his eyes. We'll have to sneak in between the tops and the wall. I know where he's at. He goes down the ladder and opens the sort of rolling double door, and goes in between sort of where the tarps are and the hull of the airship and brings you around. You'll probably see Otto and Samuel in the office cleaning things up and getting them together, and then you'll hear some low sort of grumbling voices from the kitchen. The door is closed at the moment, but there is, with a 26 perception check, you hear those sort of low grumbling voices. You also see bits of smoke coming out from under the door.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, we'll wiggle on in there.
You open the door into the kitchen itself, and you see about 5 Duragar in here at the moment. Well, five Underfolk. You see like 3 Duragar, a Drow, as well as a Sverfneblin in here as well. There is a table that they are sitting at right now. On this table, they have these like stone placards with stuff sort of carved in them, as well as small stone cubes with different dots on each side, like a different number of dots on each side. And they seem to be taking these and rolling them. And then they like take the card and move it across the table. From these couple of Duragar, you see Mop in a chair as well, who's kind of standing there with a large cigar in an ashtray beside him. Behind him, you see Glop standing sort of hunched over in this small kitchen. This candle wax golem, his arms just sort of crossed like this with, it seems either Mop has stolen it for him, or he's procured somehow like a paperboy cap just on the top of his head. Mop is in here gambling as you see one of the Duragar. There's no way he got 3 in a row. And you just see in the middle of the table, Mop's hands reach across and just bring in sorts of like shiny stones and so like some small gems. And you see that Mop has Mop for his auntie has put in the ship's silverware. So there's a bunch of like forks and spoons in there as well. And he just sort of drags them over towards himself. That is no way. And you just sort of see Mop stand up, like get a little bit closer. It seems like Mop's the muscle in this situation. Okay, he's very, very lucky. That's it. And Mop sort of looks over at you and Erish and clocks that he's probably in trouble at this point. Oh.
Yeah, Artyom will just kind of reach over and pluck whatever he's smoking, just because he doesn't know what that is. So he will investigate the easiest way one knows how to.
Yeah.
Is it just tobacco?
Yeah, it seems to be some sort of like underdark tobacco. Like it's like a tightly wrapped like dark cigar. But you get like a bit of a very mild buzz from it, but it's very akin to nicotine.
Okay. Well, so this is the new lessons for for Mop then.
For better or for worse, at least he's counting. Mop, would you like to join us? Roll me a quick persuasion check there with Erish there, RTM.
Sure. Oh, 17 plus 1.
I rolled a natural 20. So Mop takes his winnings, seeing the shift in the environment down here, and sort of just like scrapes them off into probably like just a big napkin and hands it off to Glop, who throws it over his shoulder. Oh, that's really bad timing there, Dorito. You tuned in late, so I don't know if you know what Brune's doing right now, but that's funny.
Tragic.
That is truly tragic. Mop and Glop follow you out here, and you see they're counting some of their wealth and stuff. He's been making some new friends with some of Brune's companions.
It looks like they are funding his adventures pretty well.
Yes, I think he's cheating. He sort of whispers that part to you. Glop, Glop takes Mop and just puts him on his shoulders and carries him behind you guys.
Well, it's still winning if you're cheating.
You're not entirely wrong, but I think there is some sort of sense to playing an honorable hand of cards.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, if you sit down at the table and you can't notice someone's cheating, then probably should not keep your money.
Anyways,
we should take care of this situation. Make sure he stays safe. Make sure he's cheating in the safest way possible. That's a joke.
Okay, good. You can see just years ahead of like as Erish flashes into the future, seeing at every crossroads that you and him are gonna come to, briefly like just flashes in front of his eyes, and a bit of panic sets in. But Erish, anyways, you guys get back atop board. Slick coming up to Mister, looks at Mop and Glop. Pleasure to meet you. And I believe I've found, you said Mr. Bill, and he looks up at the front of the airship where you just see a pair of two parasaur legs just sort of sticking up into the sky. I'll also say, RTM, that one half of your garden is going a little bit crazy with growth at the moment.
Is it fey growth?
Yeah, absolutely. Without okay. Even a check needed, there are like little motes of different colored light now, just sort of moving around different glowing leaves and flowers. It is very obviously fey growth here on the front of the ship.
All right. Well, we're going to have to get that taken care of. And yeah, I'll just kind of go over to Bill and poke at him.
Bill just laying in the sun. Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm going to kick him over.
Oh,
You
what the
welcome
hell?
back me.
I was eating some of those mushrooms over there, the glowing ones.
They're all glowing. So you're just eating random mushrooms.
Right. Well, they take you on a journey. I have seen the world at this point.
All right. Well, I'll tell you about the part of the world I've seen. You tell me about the part of the world you've seen after you give me a fucking hug, you piece of shit.
Just sort of honks you in the head with his bill. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right, quick introductions. This is Slick. Alexander, you know Alexander.
Yeah.
This is his dog's dog, which is now my companion for life, I guess.
Okay.
So
Hello, little
we
dog.
got the,
Yes, sir?
yeah, he can talk too. I didn't even have to do it to him. He just, that's the color, I believe.
You're very furry. Thank you, mister.
Rolling this.
I'm Slick. This is Mop and Glop. This is a little goblin we stole away that is now a part of the family. This is Eric, the most amazing guy to ever live, the love of my life. And this is Bill, the best friend anyone could ever hope to find randomly in the swamp, and a really great drinker. And this is Glop, a golem with a really great hat. That's a really nice hat.
Where did you get that? Right. He looks at you and he says, vocal cords are very hard to make with candle wax, as you can imagine. So the talking bit, not quite there yet.
Does Glop understands though, right?
Glop seems can understand you, yeah.
I will mentally ask Glop, where did you get that hat?
Glop looks around very suspiciously. You do this
I can
too?
talk. I can talk to you in your head. I am Kleshtar.
He picks up the social cue and points to his own head, and he says, "His head was given to me by a little baby goblin."
By little baby what?
Goblin.
Oh, goblin. I thought he said golem. I'm like, does Glop have a spouse now? Like, give me a baby.
A present.
Okay.
He stole it.
It's a good steal. Did it belong to one of the Durgar or from someone else?
Just sort of shrugs.
Yeah, doesn't matter now. It's your head.
He tilts it towards you.
All right.
Essentially, for those who are just joining us or before, Glop is about a 8 to 9 foot tall candle wax golem. So just pure white candle wax all the way around, massive like 3-fingered hands. And he's wearing just a paperboy hat on top of his head. So essentially, he looks like Gallia with a paperboy hat on and a little bit more waxy. So.
All right.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. I'm Slick, and I think that we're gonna have a great time.
Right. We should probably go. So, Erish, you don't have to cook anything for this, right? I imagine they're probably just going to be straight fucking for a long time.
Erish's cheeks turn red. Erish says, well, Glop is actually quite handy in the kitchen when it's not occupied by gamblers. But so Glop has been very helpful around the ship. I should be able to be pretty hands off. Why?
No, I just mean that we're probably not going to do anything that be able to be on the top of the ship for the next foreseeable future. So we just, go down and get something to eat and not really hear those weird growling noises from below deck.
We cut to the bottom of the ship really quickly, where Brune, you are tossed a solid 20 feet against a wall. You hear an impact from below, and where Brune hits the side of the ship and lets out a little toot. We immediately cut back up to the top of the ship.
Toot!
We immediately cut back to the top of the ship, where Eris says, "This is probably for the best. I'm so glad that Otto and Samuel can cut off their auditory receptors, otherwise they may be subject to these noises."
I just want to point out they can, but Otto has basically no real concept of the privacy of intimacy. Like, he doesn't think of it as anything different than eating dinner or whatever. So he's just.
Just imagine 20 minutes in, there's just a knock. Let me know if you need medical assistance.
I will disassemble you, nut by nut, bolt by bolt. Leave this place.
We're good.
And we'll cut to Norin DeCanneth in the Dawson as it's sort of the projection of him and just horrified face looking towards the other room. Eris says, "Yes, we can. Let's go grab some food." So we take off. Azur, Pip, what are you guys doing?
Pip would have been walking around doing drinking games with the Dragar and stuff, walking around doing chants and kind of broing out with all of them and drinking. And after she's kind of made the rounds, she will just kind of sit kind of on the, we call it the edge of the boat, the bar, the thing. I got no words today. She's got one knee kicked up, she's got her beer, and the other one's just kind of swinging in the void, just kind of looking.
Okay, just
chilling.
Just hanging out sort of on the bow of the boat right now.
Yes, thank you. The bow of the boat.
Yeah, just want to make sure I know where you're at. You're hanging out here. Are you getting drunk with the with the underfolk, or just having a couple of drinks?
A little. At what point
Wonderful.
is it drunk?
Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh. Okay, I think that's gonna be okay. We'll see. That is gonna be 20, a dirty 20.
Okay, very nice. You got a nice, just a nice little buzz going on, but you're not. It's for just context, it's 10 a.m. in the morning. But you got a nice little, brunch buzz going on. As you're
Party.
As you're sitting up here, the underfolk talking amongst themselves at the moment. A halfling man walks up to you. See that he is wearing pretty simple clothes, just got some brown trousers on. He's got a white button up that's unbuttoned about to the third, with the sleeves rolled up, and you see on one of his arms he has a dragon mark going up his arms. Give me a quick Arcana check, if you will.
That one's not gonna be as good. That was a 3 on the dice. I'm looking. So that's just a 7.
7. Okay. You're not exactly sure what house it belongs to, but you assume that this halfling is a member of a dragon marked house. He walks up to you, says, "Hi there, miss. Don't believe I've seen you before. Name's Neilbo. It's a pleasure to meet you." He holds out that tattooed arm towards you with his hand. Just shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand. Oh, it's nice to meet you there, Milbo. Like a tattoo. Nice. Where's it from?
It's the dragon mark, ma'am. House Lyrindar. Probably another sheep.
House
Lyrindar.
Okay.
You would know House Lyrindar is the house of Azur's mother.
Oh, okay. Oh, so are you friends with our boy Azur?
Hi.
His mother.
Well, friends is a loose term. Business partners. Not his mother is my employer. more than anything.
Oh, okay. I had a chance to meet her. Yeah. So is this your ship? Are you like, how did you come to be part of this group here?
It's a bit of a, I was gonna say it's a bit of a long story, but it's really not. Your friends here commandeered a ship from somewhere they refused to say. However, they had the sense to come to our house there and establishment and get the legal documents required, and I'm just the pilot for them. So it's how here. Well, where did they pick you up from? Because I haven't really got the full story about what happened so far. I'm typically left out of those things. I'm just wondering where you're from.
Eberron, most recently, I met him on the plane of air. Before that, I met him in Sharn.
Sean, I'm aware of. Serrania, right? Plane of air. You just hang out there on the weekend. That a place you go. You know these folks beforehand.
Sharn before. I'd been in the plane of air for a while, and
Let's see, all
they
friends before.
fell into my lap. Yeah. Friends might be. Yeah, we were friends. We had a good time.
Little
We had a bit
deception
of an
check
adventure
for me.
together. Well, it was fun up until like the last half hour, right? Ooh. Wait. Sorry. Oh wait, I have expertise, so that means I can roll twice, right? Or does that mean I have a 10?
That's
It's a minimum of 10.
It is a minimum of 10, and you with expertise you just add double your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Yeah. 10
yeah.
plus a lot.
Yeah.
Plus 10 plus 10, so 20, a dirty 20.
Okay. Is it all right?
Yeah.
Awesome. I apologize. They don't mention much to me, like I said, so it wouldn't be a surprise if they left you out as well. Probably just protecting your privacy and whatnot. So, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. If you need anything,
Sure.
I'm here to help. Like I said, Neilbo, just give me a call.
Meet you, Nilbo. I'll see you around. And I'm Pip, by the way.
Thank you, Pip. And he heads back on. Before he does, he said, by the way, like I said, they don't talk to me very much. Did they happen to tell you where we're going next so I can go ahead and get that path trotted out for us?
They kept saying something about the fist. The fist? Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely not. The fist.
Mm,
Fist of the that can be taken a lot of ways, and I'm really worried about some of the implications of them. Did they say they were going to use their fist on me by chance?
I did not. I bet, you know what? I bet Azur knows. Let's go find Azur. I feel like he probably has paid a bit more attention than I have in all these things. I just kind of tag along as we go.
Here he will. Where would they find Azur?
Somewhere top deck. After leaving the after the end of the ceremony and leaving that, he probably would have just been very contemplative, looking around at the sky.
Okay, so just somewhere
near
top
the
deck
back of
right
the
now.
ship. Yeah, somewhere near the back of the ship.
Okay. He's literally right there, so let's go talk to him. Nilo and Pip approach you. Is there? Nice to see you again. I was talking to Miss Pip here, your previous acquaintance of the Shining Vanguard, and I was. Do you know where you're heading next? So I can go ahead and start. Yeah, friend.
All those stories being like that, but yeah, sure.
Okay. Well,
Much better relationship now, I believe. But yeah, the Fist of Onatar, I believe.
all right.
Towards the holds. I think south of the holds.
Very well. Yep.
Matt.
Fist of Onatar makes a lot more sense now. I'll go ahead and start plotting out a course. As long as I took it as a threat of physical violence at first, so it's good that that's not going to be the case. Very well. Well, I'll start charting out a course. We should be able to get there fairly quickly with the amount of reserved energy we got here. So Whenever everybody's on board, just give me a holler.
And DM, before Nilbo, as he's talking to Azora and finding out where it is, Pip's gonna like reverse pickpocket and just like drop a random coin in his pocket.
And okay, make a sleight of hand check for me. Your DC is gonna be 14.
Yeah, it was in that one. She's had a little bit much to drink. She been drinking.
What was?
Now you're just copping a feel on Nilbo.
What?
Oh wait, so does a natural one? Do I still get my 10?
Are you proficient in sleight of hand?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you would.
I have expertise in sleight of hand.
You have expertise in sleight of hand. Okay.
But so since you're trained in it, yeah.
What is that?
A lot of bonuses.
Oh yeah, that brings your total to well over 20 at this point. So, what is, just for my sake, what is Pip slipping into Novo's pockets here?
Probably like a gold coin that was, in the vault, something that she thought looked interesting, since there's so much gold, and she doesn't really care about the value of stuff. It's more for other things. So it looked interesting, it looked cool, and so she just gave it to him.
Novo goes to slip away. You throw a coin into his pocket. Seems none the wiser. He goes over to where the helm is and everything, pulls out some papers and starts charting a course for the Fist of Almatar. Awesome. So RTM and crew going out to eat here. Is there anything else anybody would like to do before you guys get started on your journey? Burn, for this sake, we will say things wrap up. And we'll leave it at things wrap up.
Roll damage.
Stop it.
Damage to the ship. Damage. So does Pip need to go do some repairs on the ship after all that?
Pip is a bosun.
She is. She's got her handy dandy. No, but barring the need for repairs to the ship, she probably will after that kind of go back up to the bow of the ship, and maybe like anybody who wandered by later might see that there's some flowers that have been they're little fake flowers that are attached to the bow of the ship that weren't there before.
Yeah, so Pip, on the front of the Stormbringer here, it is a pretty lush garden up the front. So you're sitting up here, and there's already an entire ecosystem that is blooming here. On the right side, you're right, because I don't know starboard and port, so I'm just going to use left and right. You're right. There is normal, very recognizable material realm flowers and such. On the left-hand side, it looks fucking crazy. There is literal glowing motes of light just sort of softly moving around. There is glowing flowers and mushrooms and stuff that seem to sort of shift, and if you go to touch some of the flowers' petals, they'll literally retract away from you quickly. It's a wild time over there. But on one of the banisters, you sort of paint some flowers.
And so if you saw them. Oh, sorry.
No.
Talking about over you. I apologize. Sorry.
No.
Yeah. No, so anybody who came up, if they saw them later, if they noticed them in amongst all the real greenery, they look like little maybe wooden buttons or whatever that a kid tried to copy some of the actual flowers, right? So a kid copy version of those that are buttons that are now attached. And she would have been screwing around playing with the flowers that are moving around and stuff like that, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Shining Vanguard, the day is yours here. Nilbo is currently charting a course, but that won't take long. It's a relatively short journey from here to the Fist, or rather a relatively straightforward journey. There's no large dangers. You're going to be sailing over the Talenta Plains for the most part. So as long as you guys don't run into any rocks or flocks of Quetzalcoatl's or anything, or vampiric Quetzalcoatl's, you guys should be good. So if you'd like to do anything else in last stop, or are we good to move on from here?
Well, I had some things, but I will encourage
Yeah.
others to go because it was going to involve speaking to Crowley for a moment, who is, I believe, occupied with unrelated real-life phone call.
Gotcha. Crowley's currently watching his daughter. Otto thinks it's best to leave him alone at the moment so he can spend that time with his daughter. The rest of you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll still be in last up, hanging out, catching up with Bill and Arish and Mop and getting Slick introduced and caught up on all the stories of the Shining Vanguard. And I imagine that'll take quite some time. You said all this has happened at about 11 o'clock in the morning when the ship arrived?
Yeah, well, no. The ship arrived a bit earlier. I'm talking about after the ceremony and everything. It's about 10 a.m. So,
okay.
Yeah. You guys
So
still
it's
have
like
the majority of the day.
A day of athletics for Brune then. Gotcha.
Proficient.
Said copious amounts, so.
What were you saying there, RTM?
No, I mean, I guess if there is a lot of time to be a lot of downtime, yeah, I mean, it'd eventually go back to the other crew members and see what was up with Hip and Azur, and if he didn't immediately see Otto and Sam above deck, he wouldn't venture below decks to discover their whereabouts.
You saw them below deck when you walked in between the tarp and the sort of bow or the hull of the ship rather. You saw Otto and Sam working in the laboratory.
Yeah, I'm not going down there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. We will fast forward past that and call it early afternoon or whatever the case is at this point. Then Brune, Thrillia takes the stone placard you've given her and takes it and finds a way to, she's out looking at it and says, "You're an excellent craftsman as well. Can you please find a way to somehow mount this and make it unable to be damaged to my armor?"
If not myself, I will find someone who can.
Wonderful. She kisses.
Interjection for Artyom. If he was seeking out Otto specifically or Sam, I imagine the organizational stuff in the office or lab/bedroom probably didn't take too long, and would have been able to catch him on his way up to Crowley, probably lounging, waiting on Crowley, playing with his daughter, whatever. So he'd be kind of fiddling around, waiting, or catch him on his way back down. Any of those, if you were wanting to speak to him.
No, it was just a matter of getting everyone together except for people who were indisposed. Yeah, you bob your eyebrows all you want to. That's literally what you're doing. It's not a suggestion you get in your swerve on, my man.
I didn't think the term copious amounts of sex would derail the rest of the session, but apparently it did. We're adults. We are grown-ups.
You met us all.
Are we?
We are in the bodies of adults.
Legally. I'm legally an adult.
Brune is in the body of another adult. Anyways, all right, enough with the sex jokes, guys. We wrap that up. God damn it. There's another joke there. Anyways, we are now after the fact, and we are leaving that behind us, where Brune is now joining the rest of the Shining Vanguard, as well as everybody. Everybody is now aboard the, or not, depending on what you're doing here, but together.
Yeah, deck of the ship, coming up for air at last.
Nilbo comes down to the table where I assume you guys are sort of gathering here, puts down a map and says, All right. As far as the Feast of Onatar goes, we can't land on the volcano near the volcano. Obviously can't land on the volcano itself. But we can't land on the path up there either. Currently a rather religious site. So there's a town right beneath the volcano called Soot Wedge. We can land there. Should be able to land outside of the city. City might be a strong word for what it is, but can land right outside of it, and you guys can go from there. If that works for you, we can go ahead and get started. Unless there's anything else you need here from last stop.
You said that there were some shops here. Was there anything worth grabbing here?
Do you want to give a quick look around the city?
Sure. I'd say me and Erish did a walkthrough to see if there was anything worth getting.
Sure.
There's some sort of, ye olden Syrian cool gizmo or doodad.
You'll have to give me a moment as I try to find this fucking place in my notes, because I moved it. You go around, you look around place, or you look around last stop. You see a couple of shops. You see one that's called Small Joys, SMOL. Small Joys looks to be ran by a couple of fairies in there. It looks like to be sweets of some sort. You find a bit of like a magic shop called the Cat's Paw. You find sort of an outside bizarre tinted area with a couple of like our team would immediately recognize them as clawfoots and stegos for sale, as well as a couple of other things called Talented Curiosities. And then there is also another place called Otherworldly Oddities, which doesn't have much on the outside, and the windows are kind of dark, and you'd actually have to go in there to see what it's about, as well as just a local smith.
That's a lot. What was before the cat paw?
Small Joys. It's a candy place.
Candy place ran by fairies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to go in there and talk to them fairies.
Okay, the shop is about 4 feet tall.
Okay, I want to stick my head in there and talk to them fairies.
You stick your head into this place. You can see the entire shop. There is a male fairy there sort of flying around the shop, and you see him taking various candies to different like just sacks that are on the ground in this shop, which is, about the size of an turned upside down cardboard box, essentially. But you stick your head into here and says, "Oh, hello."
Excuse me, do you know a lot about fey plants?
Plants, not so much, no. I can tell you about as much as I can be about some sweets, though.
About some what?
Sweets. Candies. He takes 2 handfuls, and you see normal sized candies that just sort of fall, but you also see that when he sticks his hands them, and some of them drop, some of them like leave a trail of arcane energy behind them.
How much are these candies?
Depends on what you're looking for.
Are they sweet candies or more adult candies?
I suppose you could have either one. Not necessarily restricted to adults or children. But you have to give me a second, because I gotta pull the book that I pulled these from.
It do be like that.
The inventory sheet, he has to pull it out.
I had this stuff ready the previous 2 sessions. I did not have it ready for today. No, it's all good. No, name's Pimple, by the way. So these are ooze beans. It sort of takes his hands and runs them through these like jelly bean, like different colored jelly beans and stuff. I get a 4-pack of a random assortment, 25 gold with 4 pack of chosen. You eat one, it gives you a little bit of something. And these.
Wait. What do you mean a little bit of something?
Okay, it depends on the ooze bean.
Okay, well, what about the green one?
If my computer would move faster, that would that'd make me a better DM. Green one. It's a good question. Green's a good one. So this one, he pulls up a green looking ooze bean. He says, "Isn't it? It's made from face snake called a whipple water, and if you take one of these, makes you a little bit more resistant to their poisons, as well as a little bit more slippery when it comes to someone trying to grab you."
Okay, what about the red ones?
He'll take you through what each of them does. Again, you can get a 4-pack of random for 25, or you can choose whatever color 4-pack you want for 50. White, you can breathe underwater. Black, you have resistance to acid damage and can safely eat otherwise inedible and non-poisonous organic materials. Blue, grappling or being grappled deals 1d8 acid damage to the other creature. Gray, you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. Gold, you have a climbing speed equal to your move speed. Red, you gain 1d8 plus 4 temporary hit points. Green, he's already told you, resistance to poison damage and advantage on ability checks to escape grapples or restraints. And yellow is you have resistance against lightning damage and an immunity against damage from the magic missile spell. And
oh shit!
You can eat one as a bonus action, and each effect lasts for 1 minute.
And 4 of these cost 25 gold if you get them randomly.
Correct.
And it's 25 gold for a pack of
50 gold. It's double the price if you want to choose the colors you want. Yeah.
Okay, so what if you just want everything that he's got?
Then you have to buy multiple packs. You have to buy at least 2 packs if you want one of everything.
No. I mean, like you said, he's in a cardboard box. So he's got like what 150 pieces in here.
You just want to buy all of them?
Yeah, just all of it.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
never
a
know.
lot of candy.
We buying all the candy.
Sure.
Magical candy. So, like, does that make it better or
Yeah.
worse for you? Like,
Oh,
He will give you a
magic
heads up.
kilocalories.
He'll say, "All right, well, I could give you all of it just as a heads up. If you eat more than one at a time, you get a hell of a stomach ache.
but
But no worries.
it's fine.
Okay." He pulls up. Let's see here real quick. We'll do 2d100.
Resistance to lightning and acid damage. That's super handy in and of itself.
Eat one of every kind at the same
No,
time.
I would not do that. That would be bad news bears.
So he
I don't
has
understand.
80 of these, which would be let me do some math.
Divided by 4
Yeah, so
times
20.
50.
You DM'd for the sake of making things easy. You just tell me how much I'm spending, and we can figure it out afterwards.
Sure.
I doubt I'll be eating candy today.
I'm gonna have you roll
Sure.
80d8 at a point. Not right now though.
That's a lot of D8.
You wanted this, you get this.
Hold on. Will that crash D&D Beyond?
I just use
You're gonna try
Google's.
while we're streaming?
I kinda
367.
did. Yeah, but how
You
many
ne-
of each number?
Yeah, you need each number available to you. 20
Okay.
times 50. I could have done that in my head. I'm stupid. He looks so you'd be well, if you're gonna buy me out, it'd be 1,000 gold for the ooze beans.
All right, I'll get you 1,000 gold, no problem. All right.
Where's that coming from?
It's coming from Artyom's fund because there's like fucking a billion.
He
Gold
does. I
in
will
the-
say he does have quite a bit of other candies in here. If you want to hold off, if not, fine.
Oh, what type of other stuff does he have in there?
He holds up some other like this. They look like a long sort of twisted tongue that you eat on. He says these are tongue twisty sugar bombs. a 12 pack of these for 50 gold as well. And then let's see, these you chew on one of them, and for the next 5 minutes you can understand any spoken language that you hear.
It's worthless to me.
Okay, that made me cry a little bit. All right.
Oh no, I can read. I was talking to us, and I can just do this. So just specifically for me, it's very handy for other people, but just not for me.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh shit! Natural 20.
The one tear that he had like forming and about to go down his cheek pulls itself back up into his eyeball. That makes me feel a lot better. Thank you. All right, I have to. He's right here. If you eat these, it can increase. You see, he pulls up another one and kind of just looks like almost a taffy. And he said that will speed you up a little bit. They increase your movement speed by 5 feet for up to an hour.
Okay.
Those are 20 gold each.
All right. How long does it generally take you to make candy like this?
Depends on which one it is.
I mean, we're talking days or hours or...
Not much on the time. Not really important to me.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I didn't know if you're interested in doing commissions or being hired on for mass production of candies.
That's what I do right now.
Okay. You just make candies all day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sell them to the adventurers that go in there, and they need some little bit of assistance into the woodlands.
Right. Well, so, sometimes you don't sell all your candies, maybe, right?
Right.
But I am offering you a position where you sell all your candies.
I'm not an expert in employment law. I'm not sure what you're asking. If you could just say it.
So, hold on a second. Artyom just pops his head like, fuck! Oh.
Eris is this? I hear something. There's someone sort of like takes a look in there, waves a hand at him.
Yeah, there's fairies in there. I'm going to try and hire them to make magic candy for us to fight against Zoriat.
Okay.
You don't let Mop eat this candy. If he gets two, it'll make him very sick.
There are literally no guarantees that I can give you.
Oh yeah, I know that'll probably never happen, but he'll learn 1 or 2 times.
He does learn via consequences. So.
All right, as do we all.
That's
anyway. Just plop my head back. All right, so I want to buy all of the candies that you have, and then if you come with me on our airship, we can get you to make all kinds of candies for us. I don't mean to alarm you, but the material plane is going to be besieged by the forces of Zoriat, and these types of candies can be very helpful in the battle to come. Pop my head out like it's very loud in there. Okay.
You pop your head out, and we just our camera pans, and you just see from inside of the cardboard box.
I'll pop my head back in. Oh shit. Okay.
About 3 more times, and what we're gonna do? I'm gonna have to move my box.
No. You don't have to move your box, but anywhere onto this airship over here, and we can keep getting you to make candies for us. It'll be the best time of your life, I'm sure. Well, on the material plane.
Make a persuasion check with advantage for me.
Sure.
Yeah, we have magic candy makers.
That's
baby.
a 3 and a 17 plus 1.
Much better than the second.
Yeah.
Give him a wisdom save versus an 18.
Magical. We have Eberron Keebler elves. What's that mean?
I'm
I
looking
think it means
at
we
my
have candy.
audience and wondering why I do this to myself.
Even more
you see,
NPCs.
Fimble says, "All right, grab my box. You're gonna have to grab it from the bottom. You just take the whole thing with you. We're gonna have to talk about compensation. I typically just use the money for, well, food."
All right. I can get you plenty of food. All of your food will be entirely for free and taken care of, as long as you don't need to eat like humans or something like that.
No, I just about 10% of my funds go to food, and the other 90% got to pay the Fey tax. But other than that, we should be gone. Good.
What's the fate tax?
It's my tax to the Summer Queen.
Is it just a monetary tax?
Right.
Okay, that's easy. We got so much money right now.
Okay. As long as I can just keep a steady stream of income going to it, and she doesn't send
Yeah.
anybody, we're good to go.
You're completely fine. Let's just go ahead.
Grab my
Okay.
box from the bottom. It tends to fall out.
All right. I will mold earth to make sure there's proper elevation, and then push his box up and carry it with us. Like, okay. Well, you have a really lovely shop in here, by the way, and you're going to like it on our airship. We'll put you someplace away from the talking horse. Wait, did the talking horse get left behind?
Talking horse is still in the bottom of the ship.
Okay.
God damn it!
You would have heard it walking through. It was stuffed into the with a 26. You would have heard it. It was stuffed into the staff's quarters with several pillows underneath the door as well to muffle the sound of the frantic singing.
Okay.
I
You're
love that we
going
can
to
have
like-
these types of conversations because we have all of the knowledge of the backstory of this campaign, and some of the viewers are just like, talking horse?
What?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Lots of horses talking to Feywild. No worries, really.
Or this one's a dead horse that sings. All right. Just hold box out. Okay. This is a very excitable fairy. Just walking along back towards the airship. We can cut to someone else.
You take Fimble and his candy shop, and you see he sort of pokes his head out as you get up towards the airship. He says, it looks like home right there, and just points over towards where all the fey flowers are growing like wildly. You just stick his box into some brush there, some fey brush. Yeah, well, that happened. All right, well, so you put Thimble on the ship. You see RTM coming back with a rather I described it as the size of a big cardboard box, but itself is not made out of cardboard. It is wood with a small hanging sign that says Thimble's Candy Shop on the front, and just sticking it on the front of the shop. Is there anywhere else that you wanted to visit before we go on? Just making sure. Or the rest of you.
Anybody else want to do anything? I'm not trying to hog the whole episode.
Yeah, I mean, Crowley's back, so.
Hey, go ahead.
All right, got our camera over to Otto and Crowley. Crowley's daughter sleeping, safely tucked in. Soft wrapping on the door, and you find Otto.
Crowley closes his book. Come in.
Otto will open the door and step in. Trying, probably not with a great deal of success, to speak quietly, stops, turns his volume down, tries again. Uncle Crowley, I had some questions regarding your homeland, if you have a moment.
But of course, certainly. And
Sounds
probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'll stand up and we can step outside if you like. I know.
Sounds really weird because he's not actually whispering. It sounds like a normal full volume voice, just turned low. He'll step outside. Door shuts behind you. And out of character, just because I did not take exquisite notes that particular session. What was the name of the city that we first landed in Kyrie?
Calazart.
Calazart.
With a T on the end. But yeah.
Calazart.
Yep.
I know this may be a strange question, Uncle, but I did not exactly get an opportunity to see the true beauties of your homeland in its current condition. What would you consider to be the most beautiful part of Calazart in its prime?
Calazart. To me, it was the people and the culture. They brought life, they breathed life into that city, as much they did with much of Kyrie before the war. Crowley kind of looks away and it's like, but perhaps that's not a fitting answer for you, Otto.
I believe that is exactly the answer I may have needed. Thank you, Uncle. He'll give you an acknowledging nod and scurry off as much as a 7-foot-tall automaton in plate mail laden with weapons can scurry.
Ooh. I'll just nod back and watch you run off before going back and continue reading that book.
Is there a particular book that you're reading that I'm forgetting at the moment?
Yeah, it's a tome of leadership.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yes. You can absolutely do that. Sorry, I was... yeah, we can do that.
Since I'm watching over my daughter, just, I got some reading to do, man. I got the glasses on the front of the mask. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone else?
I was going to say, Otto has scurried off to begin working on what will ultimately probably be a pretty small and quick project, but it would utilize some of his materials, probably only about like 5 GP worth, specifically crystal and wood.
Yeah. No, that's very easy. Oh, did he freeze? Welcome back. Was that it, Otto?
Yeah, that'll be what he's working on for probably a good 2 or 3 hours. So.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. What about everybody else? Nilbo will come down to the rescue. All right, we ready to head off now? I heard a shrieking box was placed on the front of the ship here. Hopefully it does not continue shrieking.
All right,
Otherwise, everybody's going to hear us as we approach.
We'll bring it all in. So we have a couple of useful companions on our boat ship. There are a couple of fairies. They make candy that can give us all kinds of magic effects, and we can just pay them to keep making candies that could help against all kinds of things. They make magic candy. All right, they have a lot of it. So it's just like a few thousand gold, and they can just keep making candies all they want, and it'll be fine. We got like, I don't know, like 1 billion gold or something in there.
140,000.
Yeah, like 1 billion.
A lot of that's not even actually gold. That's the vast majority are gems.
You have what? You just see Nilbo just.
Well, so we went to Kyrie and we found the vault there, and we fucking like took everything out of it. There you go, Nilbo. You know, me and you are very close friends. So you can have some.
Why?
Oh
It's
yeah, we're
not even
totally
close to the
friends.
truth.
You know we're absolutely amazing friends with
I
each
have
other. You know
heard
practically
you
everything about.
say the
you
worst
can't
things
tell me
behind my
otherwise.
back.
No, that was in the past. That's before we became great friends.
We've literally
just
never
a
had that
story to-
moment together. You've literally.
Nope. We're great friends. I don't know anything about you, but we're just great friends now, and it's a constant, steady process to becoming even greater friends.
That's not how friends work. The dynamic doesn't happen like that at all.
So how do you pilot this ship? Fake Andy. Thumbs up.
Let's go back to the 314,000 gold.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. What are you gonna do
I
with
believe
it?
it's closer to 340,000.
Do you need? Is there anything you need, Nilbo?
No, I'm not asking for my sake. For
Oh, I'm just asking because we're friends, and I take care of my friends.
all right, drop the friend act. All right, we're not
It's-
friends. You can keep saying it all you want to, but that is life-altering money.
Right. In the lives that we are going to alter with it's the entirety of the material plane when we stop Zoriat from invading. Or the plan, at least.
Right.
First off, we have to get to the Feast of Onatar to get some aligned Baishik. Or get Baishik aligned.
Yeah. All right. I'll get us on the way. We still probably have some leftover energy from the thunderstorms we caught on the way here, so we can probably get to there pretty quickly. Just hold on when we take off. It's going to be rather fast.
Oh God.
If that's all, that's insane. You should definitely talk about the plan for that type of money, or hire somebody to plan it for you. That's ridiculous. I've never even heard that number used with the word gold after it before. That's wild. I'm gonna take off in the next couple of minutes here. If everybody's good with it. The underfolk know the deal. They know to hold on the ships, so you haven't been here when we've been fully charged like this before. Everybody mount up. You see Erish grabs like the sides of the tables and like takes Mop and puts him in his Bjorn that he made for when he rescued you guys from or got you guys out of the tower, and just holds on, and he's still smiling and everything, but you see he's white knuckling the table. Glop just grabs onto like a wooden pillar. I would like everybody just to give me either strength or dexterity saving throw, your choice.
Oh.
Wait a minute now.
Oh bollocks.
Oh shit.
You said saving throw?
Yeah.
So
I'm
seeing that Erish is kind of worried about this, I'm gonna use some druidy magics to like wrap some vines around him a little bit and make sure he's secure in place. But in doing so, I am not privy to how quickly this effect is going to go off with my natural one on my dex.
He says, "Darling, I went to Nilbo real quick. Did Nilbo calls you darling?
I told you we were friends.
Damn it! I was talking to my. Leave me alone."
Nilbo says, "We're not friends. We're so much more."
Erish looks at you, goes, "Darling, hold on. Darling, stop. Hold on. Hold." And
Yeah,
what does everybody else get?
Had a 26.
There you go.
With a flash of genius that I will describe as Otto basically firing like pittons into the boards while he's sitting there working on something, and then like sending out the little automaton arm to like brace against the walls. We'll have an 18.
18. Okay. Natural 1, 18.
I'm assuming a 14 would have failed, so I went ahead and ticked off a use of Indomitable.
For a
30.
30. Okay.
Holy shit!
I dropped a 2 for an 18.
Brune literally doesn't change anything. He just like simply stomps the ground a little bit. Azur, Crowley.
21.
21.
14.
14.
Sorry, 26.
26. Okay. The majority of you are succeeding here as the Stormbringer fucking rockets into the sky. You see that smoke that was sort of trailing the Stormbringer on the way in continues at this point. And I forgot the name of the engine of the ship at this point.
Not the brain engine.
Not the brain engine, that is true. But the engine with the leftover sort of lightning storm energy rockets into the sky, leaving a trail of smoke behind you guys. All of the Duragar just sort of along with it, holding on to various things, but you guys take off in towards the sky, towards the fist of Onatar. Nilbo, after you guys get well and into the sky, puts it on autopilot, because that's something I'm gonna say that he has by now. Puts it on autopilot. Like you see, he takes his dragon mark, and you see just a crackle of energy go down and into the helm of the ship, and it starts like steering itself while it's on a straight course. It can do that. Says, all right, so should be there by a little bit before nightfall at this speed, as long as we can maintain it. We hit any more storms, may get there a little bit faster. Just depends on the weather on the way there. So anything that you need to get done before we get to Soot Wedge, if there's anything I can help with, let me know. But you got about, at this point, 6 hours or so at this velocity. All right, weird. Great conversation, and we're still not friends. Beck, I'm gonna get a little bit of shut-eye because I was up all night. So,
What happens to the natural one?
oh, I'm so sorry. You completely fall. Like, you are sitting there attempting to like druid craft around, and Erish is just steadily trying to convince you. Artyom, just grab onto something. The table's been mounted to the ground for this very reason, and just the chair that you're in not being mounted to the ground, just you see Artyom tumble to the back of the ship, just hitting the stairs. I'm gonna say with a natural one, Artyom, you're gonna take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you just crash into the back of the ship. I'm so sorry for not honoring that natural one that we've had. So, but you're welcome for the 4 points of damage. I'm happy to dole those out.
I will probably be laughing just as much in character, because that was that was a hoot.
You see,
Ow.
Erish will, after the ship sort of evens out and is able to move around, he walks over to you and takes a candle out of his pocket and lights it. Sort of smells like a bit of honey. And you're gonna heal for 6 points. As
I think there is something wrong with that candle. It still hurts a lot.
What? No, I've what?
No, I think you need to look at it closer. No, something's wrong, I think.
Where?
I probably need to sit down.
You need to sit down, or I need to sit down?
I was saying his head, just fucking come with me.
Oh. Hey, you big baby. So you, Shining Vanguard, have about 6 hours to your own, or with each other, depending on what you want to do here. What would you like to do?
We'll explore. This is our first time on the ship. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just require extensive medical attention for the next couple hours.
Surely.
Good gracious.
Surely. This is a very horny episode.
I don't know what you're talking about. You gotta keep your mind out of the
Start talking about their feelings.
Yeah, surely.
Right. We're
This
talking
was
about
last
taxes,
week.
okay? It's all tax talk.
We're talking about politics. Political debate.
Talking about how great Gandalf's probably doing as a king right now.
Hell yeah. Fucking winner.
For those of you that are near the table at this point, the crystal screen is on and playing. There is Pip would know what these are, as it'd be a callback to Sharn. These are all around Sharn, and they're broadcasted from Sharn. A stream of information coming through, and you see this large white building as like on the screen right now, and sort of like a rotating image of it. And you see at the bottom of it, in multiple different languages, countries meet together to discuss future possibilities of alliance. And you see, give me a quick history check. Anybody who's around, yeah, quick history check. Anybody who's around the table right now.
Interesting. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Azur, you know this place. Maybe through just information that you've got, or you've seen it in your travels. But this is Thronehold that is on the screen right now. This is where the Treaty of Thronehold that ended the last war, this is where it was signed. And it seems like this event is being broadcasted at the moment. And you see it's not underway at the moment, but you see people are showing up. You see droves and droves of people, like ships and sort of like small like teleportation magics going off down on the ground. You can't really see any exact people. They're dots from where this vantage point is. But it seems like they're about to start the meeting within the next few hours or so.
So just mentioned, interesting. This is a live view of them. And then Azur will start reading the manual that he won.
Okay.
Constitution manual, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. You begin reading that. I think it's like 48 hours of reading or something like that you need to hit, right? So you can knock out 6 hours of that. Crowley's knocking out 6 hours of one of them. You guys can go ahead and make notes of that. I'm not going to remember it. So please, oh please, put that somewhere on your character sheets if you're knocking out some of that reading. The rest of you, what are you doing? If there's anything, if not, we can go ahead and fast forward to Slitwedge.
Otto would have spent those first 2 or 3 hours, so he didn't even see anything on the screen because he's down in his workshop.
Okay.
Doing the little miniature project, and after that, he would have started work upgrading his armor with a variety of new devices and integrating the functionally putting on the new armor, but narratively integrating those magical technologies into his existing armor.
Okay, which armor is that?
What is it called? I called it the
Panchromatic
shiny
armor.
shifty armor. Panchromatic armor.
Panchromatic armor. Okay.
Shifty armor.
Awesome. You spend the next hour attuning to that. You see its abilities there, right?
Yeah, I added it to my character sheet. So.
Okay, awesome. With that, you're choosing as you attune to it what you want it to be today. What are you choosing?
The starting one will be the +3, and
Okay.
it takes an action to shift it, right?
I believe so, yeah. Okay, so mounting on those panchromatic plates to your already existing armor. Very well. Azur, Pip, anything? Brune, anything?
It would just. Yeah, I think Pip would put on the star metal ring as well.
Yeah.
Just have it on.
Absolutely. And you spend an hour tuning it to the dagger, I assume? Gotcha.
Okay.
Awesome.
Brun is just gonna spend some time kind of going around and speaking with all the underfolk for the first time, like probably ever for most of them, as like in a personal way, like as Brun Smidgen, not as Brun the Unshackled.
Give me another insight check with advantage.
Did you say it's Brune the Shackled?
The Unshackled. It was previously Brune the Unshackled. Now he's just Brune Smidja. That's really ass, even at advantage, unfortunately. That is a 7.
7.
I dropped a nat 1 for a 4.
Gotcha. You're going around talking to your folks, Brune, and I think it's really hard for you to put your finger on it because you haven't seen it a while. You haven't seen it amongst your people, and you haven't seen it within either. And I think it's really hard for Brune to recognize, and I'm expecting here for Ian to keep out of character knowledge and in-character knowledge separate here, but I think it's really hard for Brune to recognize peace. We spoke a little bit when you sat down and pat Slick. Brune had a moment of inner peace that he hasn't experienced in a long time, that inner storm that's sort of been raging within him and make him always vigilant and always looking out was calmed just briefly. So, but it's been years at this point since Brune has experienced something like that. But even with a low insight check here, you're just not picking up on that your folks are in the same place as you right now. Even in the sky, they seem to be at a place where they're, at the very least, feel somewhat safe. That fight or flight reflex is, it's not completely gone. It's still there clearly, but it's not always. It's not high key all the time.
Right.
As along with that, some of you may have noticed, some of you may have not. With the past few days, I would say the past few days, really just the past day or so, with meeting Slick as well as the wedding ceremony with Brune and Thorelia, quite a bit of sanity has been restored to you, as moments of comfort have been has sort of brought down some emotions that have been turned to the max, essentially.
Right.
But you go through and you're talking to your folks. Is there anything specific that you wanted to say to anyone specific, or just checking on folks?
I think it would be really just like, for the first time, not, talking with them like about what they've been doing, about like what they did while they were in Stormhome and things, rather than it just being strictly, how are you feeling, having any trouble. Like it's more interested about the non like mortal dangers.
Right.
And not going into like, I guess, a ton of detail, but he would eventually making it to his mother and brother and sister, and just kind of welling up and embracing them, like, for the first time as like family for a long time.
Your mother takes you in and just holds on to you and says, "Oh dear, it's okay. It's good to have you back. I got a little bit worried with you gone there for a while, but Thorelia does what Thorelia does. She stood up while you were gone. We were well taken care of. It's quite good to have you back, though."
I never had any doubts, but I too am glad to be back.
Just so we're fully clear, we're not sure where we go from here. Everybody has kind of been, although we do like it on the ship, and it is quite nice, and the giant candle wax makes great food. We do need a plan from here. I've heard at least some of the folk that would have offered to stay behind and help here on the ship if they're needed, but 40 is a crowd.
Of course, anybody is perfectly capable of making decisions of what they want to do.
You know they follow you, though.
We could go to the Fist of Onatar for now. We'll see what work needs doing.
Okay.
Hopefully, a place to stay, even if it is only only under one layer of mountain.
Believe it or not, some of these folks are growing accustomed to the what did the nice Irish boy call it? Called them stars. They're starting like those. Reminds them of sparkling gems on the cavern, on the top of the cavern. So
A less dangerous thing to covet, as it's not quite so accessible. As they are not quite so accessible.
she looks at you, sort of pats your shoulder off. She does mom things, takes her thumb, licks it, and like cleans your cheek a bit. Just, I'm gonna ask you a question that I haven't asked you in a long time. Are you happy?
I cannot remember being this happy.
Just hugs you in tight.
Yeah.
Let's go see what this volcano is about. I'm sure the surface dwarves just make a big deal out of it for no reason.
We've seen magma aplenty in the Underdark. It cannot be particularly impressive underneath the sky.
Yeah. Like, oh, magma is impressive. Right.
Indeed.
Take off into the skies. Is there anything else anybody would like to do on this journey towards the Fist of Onatar?
I think once the ship is like initially underway and steady, Pip would climb. She would climb as high as she could get so that she could feel the air and see the sky and be as close to the sky and feel the wind.
Yeah. The Stormbringer doesn't necessarily have the ring around it doesn't have any like connecting force. It simply floats there via magical force. But I think Pip would find fairly quickly, especially if you're exploring the Stormbringer, you find that there are some hatches that go down beneath the ship into these little sort of spinning baskets almost.
Okay.
There's like a set of handles in these baskets that you find if you move them one way or the other, the entirety of the basket spins with you, and there is a barrel on the front of it that sort of glows with a light fire. But this sort of basket itself is exposed to the winds, and it is quite windy. With the speeds that you guys are going right now, you guys are going probably like 60 to 80 miles an hour at the moment. Yeah. So it's quite windy down here. But yeah, absolutely, you could climb down there.
That's absolutely what she would do.
Cool. You are probably unintentionally joined by Glop after a moment. Glop sort of sits in the other basket, which is sort of behind you, and just big candle wax golem waves at you and just sits there as well. And then you see it start going wild at the bottom. He just starts like spinning it around incredibly fast. So you just hear it just starts doing like 360s at one point, and the entirety of Glop is sort of shifted to one side through the G-forces of him spinning this around. And he goes back up top.
That would be some sincere laughter from her, something you don't often hear.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Otto finishing his little memorial thing. Just as a part of that, I'm assuming you wouldn't take it amiss if I wanted to add a small shelf in his room.
No, not at all.
Denied. Sit down.
No shelves here in our Eberron. Shelves don't exist.
Well, I didn't specifically verbalize I was building a shelf into the wall, so you know. Yeah, the memorial that he made is a crystal of a crystal kind of carving of the city depicting the buildings, depicting what Otto could remember of the ones that were clearly residential, with streets winding through them, foot streets, and if he happened to see any parks. And it's not to scale, it's not accurate, it's just flashes of what he could remember kind of crammed together into the most human representation of the places where the people would be. So not like not stores necessarily or industrial buildings, but trying to capture what Crowley had said about the people being the most important part of that city. And it sits on a wooden pedestal, and it's not big. It's probably just enough to hold in one hand and a little heavy, and carved into the bottom, maybe like, you can carve things in and then kind of emboss it with a burn to make it stand out. He has written for Granny, Adine, and Adele, and for Sammy, and for all those lost to the tragedy of Kyrie. And he'll just kind of set it on his shelf, look at it for a moment, give it a nod, and then head back to working on his armor.
Awesome.
That's it. That's all I got to where we're going.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Anybody else until you get to Soot Wedge? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Peace is hell.
Erish and I will secretly embark upon an endeavor to get a cheap non-wedding gift for Broom. And they will be cookies of shackles, as he is now enshackled again.
Very well. Thimble will gladly
Hell yeah.
cook them up for you.
Oh shit, they're magical shackle cookies. Hell yeah.
They are, but with various, like, just a prestidigitation involved when you break them.
Magically delicious.
Yeah, they're magically delicious. But like when you like break the cookie, a bit of prestidigitation with like confetti and just a cheer, like the sound of a cheer. Break something, just go. Ah! Okay, all right, yay! There we go. Jesus Christ, the looks I just got. Get your minds today, Jesus.
All right, DM.
All right.
Started it.
You get some cookies for Brune. Anybody else?
Yeah. Other than those 6 hours of reading, if Azor can attempt to attune to the Star Metal Shield Gauntlet,
yeah,
he will deattune from the robe.
Okay. On attuning from the robe, you guys have a robe of you have a robe of stars in your inventory. Make sure you don't delete it, but because it is there. But you can very easily attune to that shield. It in doing so, you just feel like this attraction with your bracer, Azur, as it eventually the Star Metal Shield just sort of locks into place, just a couple of inches off your bracer, and moves easily with you. You do have proficiency with shields, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. Cool. Just want to make sure. Anything else? Nope.
No.
Archon would probably at some point, he probably would read maybe like an hour or two of the book,
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually getting bored of that, fucking reading, cheese, wander about the ship into all the different nooks and crannies until finding Pip, wherever she might be. I don't know where Pip might be at the time, though.
Pip is down below in the gunner seat of one of the cannons, the arcane cannons down below. Give me a quick investigation check.
Sure.
Just
16.
Actually, okay. All right. With a 16, Glop will give away her position as you hear you go down to the bottom of the ship and you just hear a whining beneath the ship. You look in one and you see the top down view of Glop just doing 360s incredibly fast, and he stops and he looks up at you.
All right.
And the other one you would find Pip.
Right. Yeah. I'll. Is it big enough for two people to go down into?
It's a tight squeeze. You're getting real friendly now. It is not.
No, I would probably just kind of
Hirsch would not approve.
peek my head down.
Okay.
Hey, I know you like to steal all kinds of things,
Right? I do.
right? That's
do.
right. Don't steal any of the stuff on this ship, okay?
Okay. Is there anything in particular that you don't want me to take? Like anything?
Right, I mean, don't steal anything. I mean, if you need something, you can just ask for it or something. But it's just don't steal anything on the ship.
Where's the fun in that? If I just ask for it.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Fine. Well, it's one day. It's fine.
If you're going to steal stuff on the ship, do it with Mop. Make sure he's stealing stuff the right way.
Bruce, so you'd like me to mentor him?
I'm not saying that.
I mean, it's been a while since I've had anyone to look after and teach. She looks over. She kind of likes him by now. He's had her laughing. Okay. What's the deal? I can do that.
Okay.
You look over RTM, and what you didn't see before is Glop has the Bjornarn now with Mop in it, and Mop looks at you, or his head is facing you, and his eyes are sort of doing this number from like spinning around so much. He just like off the side of the ship. That's good. And Glop climbs him up out of the gunner's seat. Seems like they've had a good pastime of just like a roller coaster down beneath the ship.
All right.
So the Stormbringer tearing through the skies of Corvair at the moment across the Talenta Plains. Anybody atop the deck of the Stormbringer may see a massive bird flying in the distance, but eventually mountains come into view. You pass over the mountains. It gets a little bit chillier here, at least for a little while, and then the sort of snow-peaked mountains start turning black, and you see an active volcano in the distance. Nilbo swooping down, getting into the peaks and valleys, next to the valleys under the peaks of the Iron Root Mountains. Pulling that out of my ass. I think that's the right mountain range. The Iron Root Mountains.
Yeah, confirmed. That is correct.
Sick. Got it right. Swooping down to this interesting looking hamlet, and that's where we're going to go on break. So don't go anywhere. Drop a follow if you haven't yet. We're going to pick back right here in Soot Wedge as our party here touches down here near the Fist of Onatar. So don't go anywhere. If you're enjoying yourself, drop a follow and go take care of yourself on the break. Leave your browser right here, and we'll be back soon. Much love. And hello, everybody. We're back. It is us, all the same people, mostly, that were here before.
And me.
And
Oh yeah.
wait, I'm
Rebecca's
covering
back.
Brittany up with Koshik. There we go.
Oh,
There we
no.
go. Surprise! You didn't know she was there because I had Koshik there. Surprise! Brittany's here. Welcome, Brittany. All right, we're gonna kick it back off with Across Eberron. Our heroes wrapping up the wedding ceremony, the definitely not wedding ceremony between Therilia and Brune Smidja. No longer the Unshackled. Brune checked up on his folks and had a touching conversation with his mother. Artyom recruited after introducing Slick to the crew of Mop, Glop, Erish, and Bill. Went on a little stroll around the town of Last Stop, where he recruited a fairy named Thimble to make candies for the magical candies for the Shining Vanguard. Crowley met with his daughter for a little bit of time, but it seems she is still weak and ill from the resurrection. Otto was conversations with Samuel, also made some adjustments to his armor, installing some of the properties from the other armor into his own, as well as making a heartfelt memorial to the citizens of Kalazark and to Kyrie and Hull. Pip and Artyom had a bit of a discussion about stealing and said that if she was going to steal something, perhaps she should teach Mop, the goblin, on how to do so. But he would definitely never ask her to do that. So we pick back up now as our heroes, the Shining Vanguard, rocket through the sky, over mountaintops, through the Ironroot Mountain, the southern parts of the Ironroot Mountains, moving around, and you see a small town. Nilbo has told you that he can't put you onto the mountain, or the volcano itself. We look down now upon a small hamlet. This hamlet, as you guys sort of swoop down and into this valley, which the town finds itself in, you see completely dark gray and black buildings. Not many, just a handful. This is a very small hamlet here. Nilbo sets you down here, says, all right, on foot from here or whatever else you choose. But they're not going to let me bring the airship up there, and I'm not here to piss off a bunch of dwarves. So good luck on your journeys. I'll be on the airship waiting for you. If there is something else you need from me, let me know. Staying right here though, about a 5-minute walk that way. I'm just going to stay out of line of sight from these folk. Religious zealot's not really my cup of tea, if you know what I mean.
I understand entirely.
Who all do we want to come down? Who all wants to stay on this airship? How dangerous are these people? Does anyone know?
If I can get around, you can roll me history, religion, or arcana.
Alrighty.
They're all the same. 7.
Wonderful. You know nothing.
We're going religion.
Let's see it.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Again,
Arcana for a 32.
32.
Oh, fucking Christ.
That's a couple.
History's a 9, so read that and weep, y'all.
Brune, Otto?
16 Arcana.
16 arcana. Okay.
30 Arcana.
Arcana. Okay.
Nice.
For my 30 arcanas here, you two know not necessarily about the town of Sootwedge. There's nothing of magical significance here about the town itself. The volcano, the Fist of Onatar, both of you would have heard that there are some like Irondear scholars and sages that think that as you're looking up onto this volcano, you can see that it is very active, meaning like out of vents on the sides and stuff, you see magma spewing from the sides and lava sort of drifting down the sides of the volcano itself. You also see soot just sort of exploding out and sort of landing on this valley that you're in. But with a 30 Arcana check, there are some scholars and sages that think that this volcano has a store of dragon shards underneath the magma itself that sort of attribute to the to the heat of this area of the volcano itself, as well as just the constant activity from the volcano. Also, with a 30 Arcana check, you think that that's one theory from some Irondear. There is another group or another sort of line of thinking about why this area has so much activity, is that there is a portal to Furnia, which is the plane of fire, somewhere beneath the magma itself, and that this is sort of a gateway from Furnia. So there's that. So there's my Arcana checks, and I said history. Did anybody roll history? What'd you get on your history check?
It was a 9.
9. Okay. So
It exists.
yeah, with the 9, you don't get too much, unfortunately. All right, and then religion. Who rolled religion? What'd you get?
30-20.
30-20. Okay. With a dirty 20, Kaushik, on a religion check. On a religion check, Kaushik, you sort of think back, and you were, getting back into the airship and whatnot, a little bit secluded from the time being. But coming back here, Soot Wedge, you couldn't quite place your thumb on where you'd heard the name before. And then you get here, and it sort of clicks with you. And you know that Soot Wedge is a town, or I say town, but it's almost a monastery, really, of dwarves that live here. They think that, one, the volcano is a religious icon. They think it is, quite literally an extension of Onatar himself and a blessing from Onatar, and therefore even the soot that rains down on them is a blessing from Onatar. You think that, and that with that 20 religion check, that they work with this soot. They quite literally collect it and turn it to inks and dyes. And the reason you know so much about Soot Wedge, you think back to a female dwarven companion of yours years and years ago, who used to tell you about her home of Soot Wedge, and when she left it, to join the Greater War and to try to help people out, her being a cleric as well, and somehow got wrapped up with the group that she did, and ended up on the fortress with you. But this is her hometown. Yeah, and that's what you get with that. So
Nice.
Wonderful. Thank you.
you guys are here right outside of the hamlet of Soot Wedge. Just a short walk from here. Is anybody staying behind, or is the entirety of the Shining Vanguard going? I will say that some of the underfolk do step off of the ship and enjoy the ground for a bit. They'll take off, sort of stomp on the stone, see if it's good stone. It's pretty good stone here in this area. So they take a seat and sort of just start relaxing outside of the airship and away from this place. Who's going? Is anybody staying on the ship? That's a good point. I made the assumption that everybody was going, but that could not be the case.
Going.
Kaushik definitely
Anybody
going.
this is a completely safe place. Everyone can come and stretch their legs as needed.
Nobody has any clue whether or not the denizens are safe or not.
I know.
So, okay, wonderful.
It's just a small town. The volcano obviously is dangerous,
Start hearing shotguns getting racked.
Shotguns.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would be-
The perception, everybody's passive perception at this point. Definitely the journey up the volcano would be a dangerous one.
Right.
But you do
Okay.
see a path that leads up the volcano itself.
Party.
Okay.
Oh,
And all.
anybody staying behind?
Just want to make sure before I continue on.
Obvious question.
Yeah.
Obviously, with it being soot everywhere, it's an active volcano. Yeah. Does anybody, maybe perhaps Otto, would know the last time that it actually erupted or anything?
Give
Think
me
anybody would know?
a quick history check. Last time it
Me?
just fucking fully erupted, like top blown off sort of
Yeah.
leveled area.
Last time it was real dangerous.
I think it'd be very clear with all the life that's here, with all the dwarven communities that are sort of around it. It's been at least a few hundred years since that's happened. But there is it is a very active volcano. It's not like a quiet thing by any means.
Oh, this ain't Old Faithful.
So, if the whole
Hey,
party is going,
Walter.
in that case, Shining Vanguard leaves towards Soot Wedge. Erish will meet you. I have a question. Is Slick going with you as well?
Yeah, Slick's going with me. Did
Okay.
his armor get finished?
Well, that's a question. Some of the barding has been finished for him. Very base type of armor for him that will bump his AC up to a 16 currently. Brune made the discovery last session that he thinks if he works on it, probably in somewhere as like the Fist of Onatar, that he can bump that up even more.
Hey,
I believe that's what happened. And
I believe so.
his boots are not quite done, just because this past day has been very, very busy so far. So that's good, because Slick wasn't going to leave her side anyways. I was just going to see how, if you attempted to keep him behind, how that went.
Stay.
But nope, ain't going to do that. So, but Slick follows you along anyways. Erish says, I'll keep track of Mop and everybody else here. Try not to go to any other planes of existence, or perhaps the Mournlands, without, give me a quick little candle call really quickly. Just, quick.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
All right, wonderful. And if
If
Milo
what-
does it to you again, threaten his ethereal existence with candlelight or something. I don't know. I better get a heads up next time.
To be fair, we did get the kind of a whole Waterforged Colossus out of this situation, so it might have been very useful.
And I didn't hear from you for days, so which one's worse?
I'll just give him a kiss.
He knows he's
There's no
being
right
ridiculous. He says, I reserve my right to be ridiculous. Yeah, he kisses you back. Crowley Talia still sleeping at this point during the day. She seems to sleep the day away. Moments go by where she will stir in what her dreams might be, a bit of concern, but nothing overly violent or anything. But she stays sleeping. Samuel looks at you, Otto, and says, would you like for us to accompany you?
I believe at this time we should first scout it out. If we have need of your knowledge or services, I believe we have ways to make contact.
Very well. I wish to speak to some of the Duergar and other folk anyways. There are some of them that seem quite interesting.
Very well.
Steps off the ship and goes to speak to some of the underfolk.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so the Shining Vanguard step towards the hamlet of Sootwedge. Walking up this path, sort of winding path, this city, I say city again, hamlet, monastery, if you will, is built into a like a crevice, a valley that leads up to the volcano itself, sort of built on the sides of this valley. As you're walking up, you see dwarves outside, and some of them on these stained dark gray and black like clay made buildings. You assume or make the assumption that some of these buildings are made from the soot itself, maybe. And you see some on top of the roofs of the buildings with large like push brooms, and just silently and almost religiously like taking the soot and putting it into containers off of the roof. And you see several of them like taking buckets of it away towards an area. You see an area where not necessarily a building in itself, but large stone pillars sort of jutting out of the ground, very purposely carved this way. And you see dwarves sticking like large paintbrushes almost into buckets of this black liquid, and up on these large jutting stones, sort of writing in symbols, dwarven runes on these large jutting stones. And they're doing it again religiously and just almost like meditatively, like this is something that keeps getting on. and when one is done, it'll be wiped away, and they go to do another one, over and over again. It seems, it's not just they put one up onto the wall. This seems to be like a practice that they have, and with the passive insights among the party, a form of worship for them. This is how they pray, it seems. So this is what you see as you approach this town. Where do you go and what are you doing?
Interesting.
I will say, along with the dwarves that sort of see you come by, you do get eyes. There are folks that, even though they are like either deep within their meditative processes or whatever the case is, you're a group of not dwarves, and so you get eyes of the folks on roofs, push roofs, that sort of like watch you walk into the town. They don't stop you or say anything, for the most part. You wave. Give me a general charisma check.
12.
I think
Cool.
you're real sexy.
A half hail and just sort of sticks their hands up and then continues doing what they're doing. You'll see past this town stairs beginning, sort of winding up the volcano itself.
Do we need permission to ascend?
Just kind of asking the party. Does anybody know? He doesn't know.
Nobody knows.
Your history checks were garbage.
Didn't even know what it's called.
Closest dude on the roof. Hey. Do we need permission to go up there?
What was your charisma check?
12.
12. You can't go up there.
All right. Why can't we go up there?
Sort of
Yelled.
Yeah, just sort of yelling up to a guy on the roof. This is a very small hamlet. There's no reason to yell like that. I'm 40 feet away from you. So, religious site, you're not welcome. It's best you turn around.
Do you know of any other places nearby, maybe within a day's travel, that you can forage the line by Sheik?
Sort of looks over towards his friend, looks back at you. How do you know about? I went almost Russian there. How do you know about the line Baishik? You just pull some line Baishik out. He drops his broom onto the ground. It slides off the roof, and he grabs it. What's the protocol for this? When strangers that aren't dwarves just show up with a line Baishik?
We have need of a forge with the capability of forging it.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah, do dwarf things.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Yeah.
Oh, balls.
Oh. Ooh.
I have a +2. One better than yours. What? 19 on the die for a 21.
Hell yeah.
21. Right.
21.
I'll just kind of like tack on at the end.
I know the process, but nothing above ground is capable of handling that heat.
Green would have his warhammer on him, wouldn't he?
My war pick.
Your war pick, I'm so sorry. Yeah. He looks past the rest of the Shiny Vanguard, looks at your war pick on your back. Best you follow me. Come on.
Surely.
he leads you into this essentially stone garden where you saw those pillars jutting up into the sky, and you have dwarves writing these dwarven runes over. And it's a smattering of runes. For those of you that speak Dwarven, it doesn't seem to be connected in a lot of ways. It's, over and over again, different types of runes, and occasionally, actually, let me get some perception checks.
Is that only from folks who can speak Dwarvish?
No. That's everybody, actually.
Oh, that's just a joke.
Yeah. It's not a matter of the word itself.
28.
Holy shit, 22.
28, 22. 14.
Wait, if it's got a little red dot by it, proficiency. If I got proficiency, does that mean I can roll with advantage? Is that how that works? Damn. Well, damn. I rolled nat 1 for a total of 12.
Oh no.
18.
18.
Can I roll
27.
again just because you're nice?
27. Not quite.
Let me roll again just to see. Just to see.
Just to waste
That's
a good
the
roll?
point of perce-
Just
that's the
to waste
point
a
of
good roll.
perception checks.
And it's a 19 for a total of 30.
Crowley, what was your
Kill-
perception check?
Kill myself.
Oh, it's only an 18.
Okay. Well, no. There's above a 15. Definitely see like sparks of energy between the paintbrush and the stone itself. I think Kaushik probably finds herself with remembering stories going through, like it's a small town, but the folks there were always dedicated. It's sort of like where I find my worship. I find it in the fire, I find it in the stone, and the combination of like your friend was a forged domain cleric, and a lot of her abilities came from this sort of worship of the volcano itself. So the stories that she would tell you are being animated right before your very eyes. The rest of you seeing these sort of like almost arcane sparks, but just like the sparks that you would find on a hammer and anvil. Occasionally, it's not every time. This dwarf leads you up to one that's in front of this monastery for all intents and purposes, who sits there and doesn't turn around, but continues painting this dwarven rune on the symbol, or on the stone itself. It says, Dormus, we have outsiders here. Mostly outsiders looking for passage. Doesn't say anything, continues working on the symbol itself. I figured you might want to speak to them. He looks at Brune, he says, looks at you again, Brune. They've got the dwarf among them. They also have a lion Baishik. Tormus continues working. And where did you find this Baishik? Doesn't turn around to meet any of you. You see the back of this dwarf, who is currently in full armor, like heavy, thick plates of armor draped off of his body. It seems like it would be a workout just to hold this brush open in this armor, because the armor with its plates are like probably an inch and a half thick, and you looking his own, like his hands are exposed, and you just see like thick meaty maws moving this massive paintbrush around with ease. Go ahead.
Brune would respond after a couple beats.
The bicycle on my pick was found deep in the Underdark. The rest was a gift from the plane of law.
Must be a mighty powerful friend to gift away bicycle like that.
Incredibly.
Stops. looks at the symbol, takes a bucket of water and just throws it up and it washes away. Sets the paintbrush, turns around. You see a fairly old dwarf. Turns around and meets you. His ashen gray beard, loosely braided together. Turns around and meets your gaze. Incredibly powerful. God damn you, Artyom. He meets you. He meets Artyom and Erish. Okay, all right. Anyways. Fuck me, dude.
Bring it in.
Well, y'all have ruined the word gaze for me. Gaze, by the way. Ever since I've said it, I get fucking eyes every time.
Hey, man.
Oh,
You
Jesus
stop laughing,
Christ.
I'll stop doing it.
He looks at the rest of you. And you have need to forge in this bicycle.
Correct.
To what end?
Well,
To save the world.
yeah, that. Madness comes for the material plane.
Madness has been coming for the material plane for hundreds and hundreds of years. He doesn't say hundreds, he says thousands. That is me messing up, but
Hundreds of years. That's like not even all that long for it.
I mean, depending on how many hundreds of hundreds, you get up into
Yeah.
thousands.
Start getting multiplicative.
You just gotta do the math.
Exponential. Every time he says hundreds, it's the exponential increase.
Well, then it would seem they are is much closer to succeeding
how so?
than it has ever been.
I'm just gonna look at Archie. I'm like, ooh, I don't know the details.
The seals are breaking down. There is a manifest zone that is going to breach very soon, and forces are gathering to consume this plane and others. Not just the material plane, but there have been very high-profile attacks in the plane of air as well.
If you require a more thorough explanation, I can provide for you a data aggregate.
Oh, well. No.
He will immediately, like the minute he says a what, he'll begin just launching into like an arcano-technical explanation of like planar boundary breakdown.
This old dwarf falls asleep and makes it. Sorry, I kid.
We gotta get Otto like Jurassic Park Dino DNA like video that he can play to people. The plane of madness is gonna come and turn everyone into tentacle bugs.
It seems that the water underneath is going to find its way to the surface anyways, regardless of our efforts.
Indeed.
Can I get a persuasion check from those that are speaking? So Otto and Artyom.
Hell yeah, brothers. Roll
10.
good.
Brune speaking too. Brune, you roll it. Give us a better chance. Come on.
Brune literally pointed at Artyom after
I
shrugging.
don't know.
He said, "Tell me more." Brune said,
Yeah, man, he doesn't know the Fine. details. With my +1, I have a 21.
Is that a natural 20?
Let's
Nice.
go. Fuck yeah, man.
With a natural 20. And what was yours, Artyom?
10.
10?
That's pretty good. I'll say that he used his little projector to like show diagrams and pictures and like footage of the conflicts they've had thus far.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
he has
going
visual
back.
aids. I'm just talking like a crazy person, so I mean, I just kind of get drowned out.
Yeah, you're sitting there talking Artyom, and as you're talking, Otto's projecting something, and you sort of glaze over. You said there's a high-profile attack on the plane of air, and Tormus holds a hand up to you, Artyom, just like, and he stop. You stop the
Briefing.
projection on a moment of, because Otto looked upon the battle between Exelos and the Corruptor, and you see, and it does not come through correctly on your projection. No matter how much you would try, the image of Dern is just off somehow. It's, even with keen mind, the ability to shape something like that does not come through perfectly. He takes his paintbrush, sets it onto the stone. I suppose we don't have very much time then.
Indeed.
And you're here to forge weapons for how many?
Well, the Shining Vanguard for start.
I don't know what
Us.
that is.
Ourselves is what we have available to us.
Very well.
But we've heard tell that there may be more within the holds.
If there is, it's lost to history.
Yes.
No time or not. The journey to the fist is an arduous one. It's not easy. But it's meant to be that way. Prepare yourselves what you need. It's gonna be hot. I'll lead you there. And he walks away.
Oh.
Is there anything that the Shining Vanguard would like to prepare?
I want to go ask one of our fairy buddies if they have like any, like fireballs that we could give us some fire assistance.
You go talk to
Yeah, some really
Thimble.
spicy chili.
He says, shish kebabs. I minimized it.
Mother trucker, dude.
Any other preparations while I look this up?
I don't know. Is there any other preparations I can make? We out here?
What time of day is it? It's got to be at dusk, right?
Yeah, it's like 6 p.m.
Okay. Is this something we need to start this journey immediately? Should we do it in the morning? What is the best time of day to make this ascent?
You calling after the dwarf?
Yeah.
If this is something that is happening in a hurry, then perhaps you should get there in a hurry.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Any other preparations that are going on currently? I'll look this up for you.
Only narratively, as all of the equipment from the long rest and level up has adjusted some of Otto's spells and equipment, so they'd see him like racking up a whole bunch of new gear, some of which would look a little unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
The Eldritch Cannon on his back has some adjustments. Yeah,
Dope.
weapon prep.
Weapon prep. All right. Fimble says, I don't have anything I can really help with. Fire. I have something that can give you climbing speed. If you're going up, that's about it.
Did you have ones that didn't he have ones that give extra hit points?
Yep. The red ones gave 1d8 plus 4 temporary HP.
How long did these last?
1 hour.
An hour?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many of these do you get?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Lasts for 1 minute. My bad.
1 minute.
That is
1
a
minute.
lot less time.
Yeah, it is. You take it as a bonus action and it lasts for 1 minute.
Definitely
So
a minute for combat thing.
Pop these when you don't have anything to use your bonus action on.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Might be.
How many of those does he have?
Does Fimble have?
Yes.
He has 80 total ooze beans at the moment. That's what he had earlier in the day. He has not made any extra at this very moment.
Which one were? How many of that color?
Which one?
The health one.
The red ones? This is what you needed to roll 80 d8 for. Man, this is your fault, not mine.
I already rolled 80 d8.
Okay.
How many of each number?
How many 6s did you get?
All right, I'll let you know. Oh wow, it's not looking good, fellas. Like it's a really
why you roll so
1,
bad?
2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5.
80s. There should be like 10 statistically.
Well, statistically, I got 5, so fuck you.
Okay, so there's 5 total.
Yep.
Man,
Okay.
why you suck?
It grabs all the red ones and puts them in a bag. This is all right. Well, that's 4 chosen, so that's 50 gold. And because you're gonna save me from the death of the planet, I'll throw in a 5th one for free this time.
Hell yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, absolutely. I guess we need to have a discussion on how this works. I just wanted to throw a bunch of gold at you and just have all of your candies.
Okay, we'll just do it on a day-by-day basis. So we'll purchase by purchase basis. That's probably the easiest way to do it. I'll just say a
All right.
separate entity on the ship itself.
All right. I with a second count, there are actually 6.
Okay. In that case, he'll charge you an extra an extra
12 and a half gold.
yeah, we're gonna keep it easy and say 10.
Cool.
So 60 gold total.
60 gold total. I can do that.
Yeah.
Boom. I will hand a piece of candy out to everyone except for Crowley, who seems to like almost never take damage in combat.
Okay.
He has sealed my fate.
Did those remind me real quick of mind blank? Did those give resistance or immunity?
No, they did neither.
HP.
They give you 1d8 plus 4 temporary hit points for 60 seconds.
Oh, I thought there was the elemental ones. All right, cool.
Not for fire, there wasn't.
Yeah, no fire.
I think we just have acid and lightning.
Otto, you look at the piece of
Poison.
candy and you're gonna need to probably install some like masticating molars as well as like a disposal receptacle later on, because these are gonna gum up the inner works if you don't.
He
Otto
just
will
sticks it to
hand
his
it-
forehead.
He'll hand it back to Artyom or off to his uncle Crowley. Unfortunately, I do
That's
not
fine.
possess the ability to take this in at this time. I should remedy that.
I am gonna say I'm not trying to rob you of being able to take them. If you're, I'm saying that you can take them for now. I was just adding that for flavor. So if you're handing it off for other reasons, that's perfectly fine. Don't hand it off for the reason that I just gave you. That was just fun. I'm not robbing you from being able to take the jelly bean, okay? Ooze
He
bean.
just smashes
Jelly
it
bean's
against
a
his
brand.
forehead.
He'll contemplate how he will possibly use this for the time being.
Okay, awesome. All right. Anything else that you guys would like to prep?
It's probably a good time to hand over that crown, wherever it is.
You
I feel like you've had it.
Yeah, if you wanted it, you could have attuned to it on the way over.
Okay.
Yeah,
That should be
I,
so.
ass- I assume I have my jade circlet already snagged out of the
Yep.
massive amounts of jewelry.
As long as that's been taken out of the total of the jewelry. Whoever's keeping track of that. Matter of fact, nominate somebody who's keeping track of it.
What do you take out of?
A jade circlet worth 1,500 gold.
I believe.
I thought someone else.
I
someone
thought I
reported
took
that.
it out already. Because
Yeah.
what was the total that we'd had originally? It was 300 and something thousand, right? 360, 370,000. Oh, no,
Today
I'm
is the
sorry,
day of
300
making-
and
Y'all got me bouncing all over these notes today.
because currently what I have on here is 313.5k. So it's since I have a 0.5 on there, I'm assuming the jade circlet was taken out because I think it was a nice even
Yes,
hundreds of thousands.
that sounds right.
So it's already been deducted.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
I had no clue where I put that information, so that's good. So that's been taken out. Wonderful. Anything else? Okay.
Not that I've got, at least.
All right. Tormus is waiting for you at the bottom of these stairs. He stands with a walking stick, as well as he has now he still has his armor on. What just happened? Oh Lord. Sorry, I wanted to make sure we're still good. Skype went wild. But he's standing there waiting on all of you. There's no other preparations that anybody wants to make. Wonderful.
Let's get her done.
Let's walk up a volcano, guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Put my volcano shoes on.
You got your volcano shoes? What are those? I wasn't aware of volcano shoes.
Don't ask.
Let you walk on lava.
Magma exploding from the earth below, running down above you. Tormus takes his head, looks up at the volcano, a man who's made this journey many, many times. He's now going to lead the Shining Vanguard up here, and he begins taking his steps. The way we're going to do this, I'm trying to look at the time. Okay. The way we're going to do this, you guys walking up, this got a lot more intense than I necessarily wanted it to be, but no, that's
intense music.
Very,
Bad
very
times.
intense.
Ahoy.
The way we're going to do this, Shining Vanguard, is a set of incrementally harder Constitution saving throws for walking up this volcano. It's going to be easier for some of you than it is for others. However, we're going to start off as this particulate from the top of Onatar's fist starts landing on, covering your armor, and this just thin layer of black soot starts drifting in through your, and into your nostrils and into your mouth. For those, if you have resistance to poison damage, you can roll this with it. This first check with advantage, Constitution saving throw. Go for it.
Oh, if you do not need to breathe, is this first roll a part of it?
Oh!
If you do not need to breathe, you do not need to make the roll. For this
you
first
said
one.
if you're resistant to poisons, maybe with advantage.
Correct.
In that case, Azur is taking a deep breath in and not breathing.
Azur, auto, no roll necessary. The rest of you.
Koshik's doing the same thing. I'm just kidding.
Koshik passes out 1 minute into the journey from not breathing.
I mean, with my roll, that'd probably be better.
Would you roll?
A total of 4.
Okay.
That's rough.
All
That's
right.
pretty bad, yeah.
And she lands on Pip, who rolled an 8.
8.
Oh no.
I started the DC out a little bit too high, apparently, at 10. Would you roll, Artyom?
Natural 20 for 21.
Natural 20. All right. Brune?
29.
29. Crowley?
I just have to ask because I never get to use this. If I use protection from poison, do I get advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, well, over a 10. Freaking 12.
12. Awesome.
Nice.
Casting
That
protection
is
from
over.
poison on yourself. You know, one of the times that this spell will become useful.
FYI, it was a 9 before.
Awesome. Pip and Kaushik, you are currently under the poisoned condition.
Yikes.
So I have the Horn of Blasting pulled up.
You get blasted off the mountain.
A poisoned creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. That is not saving throws. Okay? Keep that in mind.
I turned on the poison condition on my sheet on D&D Beyond. Will that just...
That should put
Okay.
that should roll it for
Perfect. Wonderful.
you. D&D Beyond. It's a cool tool. So, some of you, Pip and Kaushik, just begin coughing with some of this like soot particulate getting into your lungs. As you continue marching up the side of this volcano. Tormus, who actually I need to roll for as well.
That'd be embarrassing.
He said it's an arduous journey. It's not just not an arduous journey because he's made it before. He continues walking up. You see these vents start exploding with heat. Magma flowing down the sides. The next 3 are going to be heat related. If you have something that has resistance to fire damage or otherwise extreme weather, you can either roll this with advantage or not roll depending on what it is. But another Constitution saving throw, please.
How long are these checks being made in between each other?
The length of time?
Right.
These are in 30-minute increments going up the side of the volcano.
Okay. Archie will cast Fire Shield on himself.
Okay.
And just in case he doesn't know. Does this seem like, how, percentage-wise, how far do you think we're up this mountain so far?
After the first roll, 25%. We're looking at 4 rolls here.
Okay. So they're 30 minutes, so it's only going to be... Okay, I'll cast Fire Shield and use... I'll extend it so that it lasts 2 hours.
Okay. You extend it last 2 hours. In that case, you're resistant to the fire damage here. You'll roll it with advantage. Or Fire Shield gives you resistance to fire, right? Not immunity?
The Warm Shield grants you resistance, and the Chill Shield grants you resistance to fire damage. Yep.
Okay. I need you also to please roll for Slick.
Roll for Slip. All right.
Slick. He is making this journey with
Slick.
you.
He has
Slick.
advantage for being a good boy, right?
So Slick rolled an 18, so...
Let's go.
Slick is
just on the
having
die.
the time of his life after the first one. Second round, as the heat vents popping up near you guys.
I got 24.
24
Are
success.
these Constitution saves all?
Yes, they're all Constitution saving throws.
Here's a
21.
4.
21, very nice. 4 for Pip.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. 19.
Also 19 and 16 for Slick.
Okay.
Otto would have shifted over once the heat started going up, activating the fire resistance property of his armor. Basically what that looks like is like heat shield goes down over his visor. A bunch of things shift around to open all the vents he would use when doing his like big propulsion jet, except without activating the jet. So just venting heat constantly and covering all the joints with additional plating, making that a 23.
23, very nice. Azur and Crowley.
22.
22.
That was the 21.
21 for Crowley. Okay. Pip. As you guys are walking up through here with your lungs, you're coughing, the heat starts cranking up. This is nearly the exact opposite of being at the plane of air. This area is suffocating to you and the heat is unbearable. You're going to take a level of exhaustion.
Oof.
How long is this journey going to be in total? Did we know, or is it going to be like days?
You assume looking up at the mountains, RTM survival skill is wildly high enough to just estimate the journey towards the entrance that Tormus is heading to is going to be about 2 hours of this.
I'm gonna get the alchemy jug and fill it with fresh water.
Okay.
Give it to Pip.
Well, drink something poured over your head.
Okay.
Cool.
Before that level of exhaustion, DM, I'm like, I'll be with you. I'll meet you up there, and I'm just gonna cast Etherealness. I can cast here, can I? Or was that an issue?
No. You can cast here. Who are you casting Etherealness on?
On myself.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Inspiration to you all.
Before you go into the ethereal
And
plane.
you all a good night.
36. Bye.
All right.
Creepy Santa Claus.
So all of you have a D12 of inspiration. If you, 1 second. What was your total roll there, Pip?
Sorry, it was 4.
Okay. You'll have to get pretty high on the D12 to succeed on this one to avoid the exhaustion, but you're more than welcome to attempt to if you want to right now. Are you using the inspiration on this one? You're muted. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
She said yes.
Okay.
I think.
Sorry. Yes, that would be a yes. That was a heck yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. It was 11.
That's still gonna fail, unfortunately. I said these are incrementally difficult.
Yep.
Oh wait, wait. The roll
It
on
was
the
11 on the D12, so
Okay.
for a total of 15.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
Good.
Oh,
pretty
nice.
high on the
I-
D12, and I'm like, that's just, you should have just said 12.
I thought it was 11 total. I'm sorry. I thought it was 11 total.
No. I'm sorry. Yeah, I rolled 11 on the D12, so with my 4, that's a
Okay,
15.
awesome. A bit of inspiration from Crowley. You're right there on the cusp of just wanting to sit down on the steps, the heat getting to you, but tie your hair back, take the water from Brune, splash it over your head. You were good to go. No exhaustion for this round. Okay,
What's this
for
band?
the total 15, which does succeed. We go up in difficulty one more time. I need a third round. Next to last round from everybody.
Oh, perfect.
Oh boy.
16?
Anything fun and exciting associated with this one?
The heat gets more intense, therefore the difficulty goes up.
More hot. Okay.
Correct.
19 for Artyom and 21 for Slake.
Both successes.
Let's go. 28.
Success.
I used my inspiration. 16 total.
16 is going to just succeed on this one.
Can I donate my inspiration?
You can donate your inspiration, yeah.
I'd like to donate my inspiration back to Pip so that she's got another one.
Okay. Pip, you have a D12. We'll call it you dumping the water or giving her the jug of fresh water as you donated your inspiration.
8 gallons of water. So it's
I'm
just giving her a shower at this
final
point.
push.
it's not all at once, but it can be continually applied.
There's a lot of steam.
16.
16 just succeeds.
Oh shit. Okay.
Azur
22.
Hell yeah.
succeeds, and then Pip for the third round.
Third round. Oh, I do need to. The third round. Sorry, that was I do need to do the D12. Sorry. I thought I had done. That was a 7 and 11, so 18.
18 succeeds.
Sure.
Continuing your last leg of the journey, you see the entrance at this point probably 1,000 stairs away, or at the very least it feels like that, but you see an entrance into the side of the volcano, 2 dwarves standing beside it in full plate, just standing completely still. You would assume with this heat that they are probably baked into their armor and will never move again, but that's a joke. Jesus. If I can please, fourth and final round of Constitution saving throws. That's the word I'm looking for.
All
Oh.
right. Oh,
Much less. Is this one heat as well?
It is heat as well. Correct.
Much less nerve-wracking result of 26.
Okay.
Does
6.
anybody want to donate an inspiration to me?
I was an 18.
I got a 14.
You got a 14. Okay. 18,
Hello.
Brune.
Mm-hmm.
7.
7.
1 second.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
You shut up. Where's my jug of water shower?
Artyom.
Using mine and Slick's inspiration, Slick got a 24 and Artyom got a 20.
Okay. Those successes. Azur.
Yep. Using my inspiration, I got a 20.
20. Okay. Those successes. Kaushik and Pip. Just the extreme heat from up here and walking up the side of this volcano. You both take a level of exhaustion as you do. What did Brune get?
18. It's the
18.
lowest I've rolled. Yeah.
Which was the DC for this last roll. Brune, as
Very
much
hot.
as you're probably getting flashbacks of just times you've had to walk by magma streams. You think you are incredibly close to the source of this heat. You guys crest the top of these stairs for making your way up here to the Fist Onatar. 2 dwarven guards stand at the edge, waiting with Tormus here. He just waves a hand and they let you all through into this area. The beginning sort of entrance has been crafted into almost this is so tense for what I need at this very moment. We'll mess around with the music a little bit. This entrance has been crafted almost like a church, if you will, the stone holding up this sort of inside like antechamber into here. Dwarves moving in and out of this place in a quiet that just reflects the amount of respect that the dwarves in here have for the volcano itself. You guys, Tormus leading you through this corridor and down to large doors, again protected by dwarven guards. Ends up going in a room with these massive stone doors. He opens, the heat wave just washes over you as he does. For those of you wishing to proceed forward, staying in this antechamber will require nothing more of you. You'll be protected here from the heat for the most part. Tormus turns around and he looks at you. The forge is gonna lie on the other side. Take the ones that you need, no more would be my suggestion. If you need more, working with the forge itself is dangerous.
Well, I'm going to be going regardless.
I'm going as well then, mister.
Do we have line of sight to the forge?
Tormus just sort of like puts his hand on the like stone door to get ready to push it open, turns around and starts talking to you before he goes in. And he's talking quietly.
I would probably say this like, maybe you want to keep an eye on me from this location and let me know if something's coming up from outside.
You think that'll be safer?
Yeah, I know it'll be safer.
Are you lying to him?
It'll be safer for him.
Give me a deception check. I want you to roll against yourself right now. I want you to roll a deception and an insight check.
A deception and an insight. Okay,
Yeah.
so deception check.
I want you to roll an insight check for Slick.
Impossible.
Is Otto nearby for this before he announces the results of those rolls?
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Why is that?
Because I rolled a natural 1. Slick rolled a 2, though.
Well, I was
Natural
going
1
to.
with our crit fail rules.
Yeah.
It says, Mister, all due respect, I'll be right there by your side till the very end.
Right. It's going to be
Shut
very
up.
hot and very dangerous.
I'll be right there with you. I'll help you out. And if things get
All right.
real bad, I'll pull you out of it. I'll be okay. You ain't got to worry about me. I'm real good. I'm good at what I do. I got trained by my pappy. Best of the best.
All right.
I might be small, but I can do mighty, mighty things, mister.
Okay. I'll take your word for it then.
I'd never tell a lie. I promise.
Okay. I'll ruffle his ears up.
Instantly cast calm emotions on you.
He'll be fine.
That's so perfect. So perfect. Okay. So RTM and Slick are going into the forge area itself. I think by necessity, Otto and Brune here, our smiths, are going to be required to go in. So the choice here is with Kaushik, Crowley. Crowley, you can easily move back and forth in between these areas, being on the ethereal plane. But so the I guess the choice here lying with Kaushik and Pip and Azur at this moment. What would you like to do?
Kaushik's just gonna straighten up her clothes, even though she's exhausted. Didn't come all this way for nothing. Well, that was very country, sorry. Didn't come all this way for nothing.
Oh, it's all right, Miss Kaushik. I tend to rub off on people. He sort of just butts his head up against your leg. Pip, Azur.
Pip, just a wee bit of heat. I just need a wee drink of water. It'll be fine. She's gonna go.
Okay. Azur as well.
I just came here. What are y'all? My weapon is ready, so.
Tormus
Read my
says,
book.
Tormus looks at you all and says, it's a forge. You're not gonna need to shoot it, but keep your weapons to yourselves. I own it. What is... All right. He looks at you, Brune. He says, you got dedicated friends, I'll say that. Wait a minute. We started walking with another. Oh, he got lost. You lost one along the way. Unfortunate. Hopefully he can find his way back down the mountain.
He will be missed.
I didn't know him, so no, he won't. All right, follow me. He leads you into a room, walking down these stairs, a stream of magma from either side. The heat in this room is incredibly intense. Unless you have resistance to fire, you are going to get a level of exhaustion staying in this room for more than an hour. Plain and simple.
I see.
If you do have resistance to heat, you'll have a check, which will increase in difficulty over time. It already starts high. Okay? But that's not the checks we need to get to first. It's the forge, this magma leading into this forge. Hammer and anvil waiting on whoever dares approaches them first, because there are a plethora of tools here to work with. We have 2 smiths, and we have quite a bit of weaponry to work with here, as we attempt to smith this aligned Baishik. So, our 2 smiths here. What are we starting with?
So we've got what we have spellcasting focuses for Otto, Crowley, Kaushik, and Artyom.
All right, cool. Crowley, with a theory on this, can you just pop back into the material plane?
I can if I want to, yes.
If you want to. Okay, perfect. You're gonna have to hand them to your spellcasting focus.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then weapon. The only weapon is for Pip, right?
Pip,
That's 5.
Azur's is already done.
Azur's is already done.
Pip,
Mine's
Azur's is already done. So we need spellcasting focuses for Artyom, Otto, Kaushik as well.
And Crowley.
And Crowley, yeah.
So 4 spellcasting focuses and then dagger
Let's just make a new guitar.
for Pip.
And the
So
dagger
that's
for
5 things.
Right. You, along with that, wait, 5, yeah, because Azur's already done 1, so 6, and you have so with that, you still have an extra, I almost said an extra serving, an extra
serving.
Brune has, since his weapon is already coded in aligned Bishik, you do have another bit of aligned Bishik that you could apply to something else, should you so choose.
Thoughts on what they want to, what we should apply that to?
I'll say that you had this conversation before.
Yeah,
you got
this would have
here.
been decided ahead of time.
Right.
Obviously.
Probably something for Gandalin, right?
That's what Otto is getting ready to say is.
Yeah.
It is my understanding that my Uncle Gandalin shall be rejoining us before the final battle. Should we not prepare for him weapons for the coming conflict?
Got a weapon to prep with it? Because this isn't making an entirely new weapons. This is basically coding existing equipment.
I mean, Otto could step out and make them, like, at the end. If we do it last. I could just have to use fabricate and then my smithing tools to do it.
I tell you this. You're right, Brune. You don't have, or Ian rather, you don't have enough to craft an entire weapon out of it. Depending on the checks that come from the first 5, so getting the weapons that are currently present here, depending on those checks there and the amount that you have, if there may be enough left over to craft an entire weapon out of a line Bishik.
Right. Okay, so we'll have to see. So we may be able to make something. All right. So.
Okay.
What is the order we're going in?
This is, that's for you to decide on what you're starting with. That's what I need the first choice on. And I also need you to decide, are you attempting to do 2 at a time, meaning straight roll for you both, or are you attempting to help each other? 1 is going to get you out of here quicker, meaning if both of you are working on 1, the other one ensures that it's going to happen successfully.
Longer.
Yeah. And you'll have a little bit more left over for Gandalin.
I don't think we can afford to screw up. It's kind of
that's what I'm there for. I'm gonna try to give them assistance.
You guys let me know.
So I'm saying 1 at a time. We have to make sure we don't fuck them up.
So Brune and Otto working in tandem. What were you saying, Pip? I'm sorry.
Oh no, she's just be like, do my fucking dagger first and let me get out of here. I'm dying.
You're in the antechamber's reasonably.
Tormus stares daggers at you and says, "What's your language in here? Be respectful."
Sorry. I am hot though.
Yeah, it's hot in here. That's the point. It's magma right there. It's literally feet away from us.
Yeah. So does that mean how do we want to, if we're working on the same piece 1 at a time, how do we want to do it?
Do you guys decide? We got to decide quickly too.
My idea was once we get in there, I was just going to shapeshift into a fire elemental and literally help shape things with my body.
Okay, you think Artyom just being in the presence of here, the like arcanely enhanced magma that's flowing through this room is hotter than your fire elemental form.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that it's going to help you all that much being in fire elements, or you don't think it's going to help them all that much with the shaping of a line Bishik.
Oh, okay. So, like, being able to physically try to move it around or anything while not taking damage? Yeah, like...
Just moving things around? Yeah. Well, they're going to have advantage already.
Okay.
Since they're working on the same thing.
All right.
You can still do it to protect
on.
yourself in the meantime, though.
Well, I wouldn't keep I would keep Slick in there if I'm not gonna serve any purpose.
Well, you can let me know. You have other spells as well if you're looking to assist in some way.
Will Crowley be able to kind of pop in and grant inspiration for these checks, and or would Kashik be able to pop in and grant guidance on these checks, or would that need to be like
Kashik is saying
continuous
she's staying in
presence?
here. She can grant guidance in here. Crowley's cast the ethereal spell at this point. He's more than welcome to pop in and cast inspiration as well.
Which is my intention, but how far away is this from like the door, to the cooler room, etc.? Out of curiosity.
About 60 feet or so.
I can cast guidance from 60 feet. I can also yell from 60 feet.
Okay.
They might not like it, but I'm just saying.
Hit that metal harder.
Hey, you're up over there.
What were you saying, RTM?
I'll do the exact opposite. In fact, I instead will be an air elemental and be air conditioning while they work.
You know what?
Hell yeah.
Hey, how does that
I
work
love
out,
it.
DM? How does A?
He's got to hang out in the back of the room so he doesn't affect the forge.
It's just around them, not what they're actually doing.
Okay.
And technically, if there are any bellows involved, I can.
So it's like a cool air embrace.
Yeah.
Like,
I will give you, because of that, you don't have resistance to fire damage, Brune, so you'll get a check.
Hell yeah.
For Constitution saving throws. Are you, Otto, what are you doing for the heat at the moment? Anything?
His armor is in the fire resistant mode.
Okay, so you'll make a check with advantage as RTM attempts to cool you down with just being air.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Crowley will pop out ethereal right next to your elemental. And it's like, if you can keep me cool, I can inspire everyone and keep you guided on the task at hand.
What is the first that's being done here? The first spell focus or weapon?
My vote is gonna be RGM's first.
RTM's first.
Sounds good.
Okay. Both of you roll a smithing check for me, please.
Each individually?
Each individually. I want one from each of you. And you
Inspiration.
To both of them?
Absolutely. I mean, the area of effect. So.
Okay. So you're using your area of effect. So everybody has an inspiration right
Yes.
now. Okay. Torment will take it. Torment will take it.
Whew. Rolled really shit on the D20, so.
That's
yeah, for D12.
that Dex or intelligence?
Mine's strength, I assume. The blacksmith tools. That's
All
why
right,
I've made assumptions.
Dex and strength are the same score for me, so.
Can I give guidance on top of his
On top of inspiration, you can.
Yeah.
What is that? 1d4?
Yeah, you take it.
Look a little guidance. I'll do like a ghost with Patrick Swayze. Just hold his line.
Are you going in there to give him guidance?
Yeah, I've been in there.
Yeah, she
Oh.
said she was staying in here.
Okay.
Cast guidance from distance.
I'm a brave girl.
The difference, DM, would be between a 37 or a 39.
Fucking Christ. Well,
Ooh,
yeah.
goddamn.
Yeah.
What'd you
That's
roll?
good. I'm just trying to see.
I rolled a 15 on my d20, a 10 on my d12, and a 3 on my d4, plus either a +8 or +10. So.
Nice.
I'm gonna say, because I don't have any guidance here, I don't have any guidance from other sites, that I'm gonna let you choose your attribute that you apply here. I am benevolent in nature in that way. I will let you choose the attribute that's applied. So,
I'm actually going to split it down the middle because it is a physical task, but this is a highly academic and strategic approach to crafting. So
It would 100% be
38.
You're applying the theory and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm going to split it down the middle, make it a 38.
38. Okay. Brune.
I rolled a 2 on the d20, so a 29.
Jesus Christ.
I rolled
All
a
right.
10 on the d12. So I just was curious.
After that, I need Constitution saving throws for both of you. Straight roll from you, Brune. Advantage for you, Otto.
If you
RTM,
fail these, you get exhaustion, right?
correct.
Didn't roll great. 19.
19.
Also 19.
Also a 19. Okay.
I rolled a natural 1, but I'm immune to exhaustion.
Then no roll necessary.
You fuck.
Successes on this first round.
Let's go.
Kaushik and Azur and Pip stepped out of the room, correct? Or okay, so Pip, no roll from you. Azur and Kaushik, if you're staying in here, I need Constitution saving throws from both of you as well.
Zoe was in the room.
Oh, you're gonna be out there with Pip?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Zoe was in the room reading his tome.
And for Slick,
17 for Slake.
Slick gets a level of exhaustion.
So that's 2 levels of exhaustion for Kaushik.
2 levels of exhaustion for Kaushik. For Pip, Pip stepped outside. I'm so sorry, and so did Azor. So no more checks necessary. Your staff now crafted with a line Bishik as a key component for him. RTM.
Hey.
What is next?
I'll vote again for autos. Second.
Okay.
That's my vote.
What's getting a line Bishik coded in autos inventory?
Focus, which narratively is his canon.
It's Kanan. So Kanan goes up. Checks from each of you again.
Inspiration.
Inspiration, guidance. So you have a
Guidance
D12 and a D4.
Rune. Well, can I guide more than one? I guess I can guide.
You
You can
this
guide
is
one person
Yeah.
at a time. So that's-
Give him all
Oh,
the guidance.
that's true.
Well,
It's concentration.
One person.
That's right. Well, no,
One-
Crowley's
one-
casting it too.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can cast it
I
from
can cast
60
it
feet
from-
away. So both of you have guidance. Both of you are inspired. And that's a number of times proficiency per day, right? So that's 5 times at this point, Crowley. How you can do everybody.
Yeah, just 1 proficiency per
Oh.
one. I use 1 inspiration point per everyone, so that's 3 now. I have 2 more left.
Perfect.
I didn't use my inspiration on my roll, but I don't think I could have, even with the D12, I don't think I could have passed with the 4, right?
No, you can't. DC was 18.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, for the trick, and then the 2 just now. So that's
Okay. All right. Smithing tools checks for this for Otto's cannon.
32, and I did have to use a flash of genius on that.
Okay. 32.
33.
33. Okay. So that is now 3 checks over 30.
I have rolled 2s twice
Yikes.
in a row. But D12 coming in hot.
That's all you need.
That's all I need. All I need is a little
It
bit
is
of
coming in hot.
inspiration.
All right. Success again. You still pull some leftover Elaine Bishik from crafting onto Otto's cannon from this round. Constitution saving throws from everybody in the room that needs to make one. Crowley popping into ethereal, RTM and air elemental. I need one from Slick. I need one from Kaushik, and I need one from Brune and Otto.
25.
26 for auto.
Success.
There we go, boys.
You're muted, Kent, or I can't hear you.
Dirty 20 for Slate.
Just succeeds for Slick.
Let's go, Slip.
So that's what that 12 on the inspiration.
Just
Kaushik
fails.
is gonna slowly start, because her speed's halved from her second level of exhaustion,
And
slowly start making her way towards the door.
Okay.
these each take an hour, right?
Essentially, yeah. It's getting kind of late at the night at this point. I say late at night. It's probably about 6, 8, probably about 10 p.m. at this point.
Just to clarify, I can't pop in and out of ethereal. There's probably a misunderstanding. I'm rolling the saves.
Okay,
Uh,
gotcha.
As Kaushik departs, we have 2 of
2 of 5.
2 of 5.
2 of 5 codings done.
Mm-hmm. Got 3 more.
I'll throw up a guidance where Kashyyyk can't any longer.
Okay, awesome. Because you can cast spells in your air elemental form. Let's go.
Let's go.
He's over there.
What?
AC and guiding.
So we have done Artyom and we have done Otto.
Correct.
We are not needing anything for Azure.
We have 3 more. We have Pip, Crowley, Kashyyyk.
And
Crowley
Gandalf,
last.
so we have 4 more.
Crowley, yeah, that's. I'm gonna be up front. My vote for the order is now gonna be Pip, Kashyyyk, Crowley.
That's Crowley's vote too.
I'm going off of offensive measures against hostiles of like order of importance.
That being the case, kind of manifesting as basically overclocking himself. And you see his like arm split apart into 4, each of his fingers like disjointing and extending, and little like auxiliary eyes popping out. He is going to be casting skill empowerment for his proficiency to get expertise on these rolls for the next hour.
Dope.
Nice.
All right. So we have 3 more checks. We're starting with where this one's going to be for Pip's dagger. Pip, you're able to hand your dagger in without going into the room itself. Artyom can cast guidance, so you're going to keep guidance on both of you for right now. Crowley making the save, staying in the room right now. Kashyyyk stepping out with 3 levels of exhaustion. I need smithing checks from you both for Pip's dagger. Go for it.
Inspiration.
Inspiration to both of you. So D12 plus D4s.
Jesus Christ, I'm really glad we've got these because this is.
I would argue Crowley can give him inspiration, run back to the door, guidance, and then go back in.
Really, I mean, these inspirations and guidances are keeping you guys for like it. The failure limit isn't. This is more so at this point with all the over 30s. This is really helping out.
I'm having yet to roll above a 10 on the D20.
Damn. What's your total?
Yeah. Oh god, it's still good because of all the bonuses. 5, 7, 24, 35.
Over 30 again.
Beyond that.
40. I'm going to count that as 2 successes with an impossible check. So 6 uses. At this point, you all have enough aligned Baishik around. After these checks, you are sure that you have enough to make an entire weapon from, depending. I'm going to say you have enough to make a light or finesse weapon with the checks you made. If you continue to roll over 30 at this point, you could make something that would be heavier in duty if you so chose to do so. Okay, that's done. Constitution saving throws from folks. DC goes up 1 more.
22, right?
Correct.
No, Slate got a 21.
I'm
Oh wait, no, got a 23. I didn't add his bonus.
Gonna use Indomitable.
I have a question for you, DM, for these heat checks.
Mm-hmm.
Since it is a progressive thing and not like a reactive in the moment thing, could I give Flash of Genius to someone after they announce their check as kind of like a seeing as they are beginning to get worn down by heat?
Sure. Yeah, as long as you don't apply it to your roll. How about that? As long as you're not applying it to the smithing roll, you apply it to the other person. So for this one, did you use your Flash of Genius on this roll? No, you can give it to somebody.
I hit 40
so
without it, so I hit 40 without it. I figured I'd save it.
That's completely fair.
Okay, I got it. So wait, announce or don't before?
You can announce it, but before the success, I guess.
Dirty 20.
Okay, he's gonna need.
Rolled 2 8s.
Okay, yeah. That being the case, just like some of those little drone, like dragonfly drones that he has like mounted into his armor will kind of pop out, walk over, reconfigure, and have like a little fan blowing around. You'll get a +5 to that.
There you go. So with this, Brune, you feel the hammer getting sluggish into your hand, but kind of cooled down, reset a little bit. Pip's dagger is a success. You get a bit more aligned Baishik from that. Moving on now to Kashyyyk's spell focus, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, which is her Maybar necklace. So
Already a crystal. More crystal in crystalline.
yeah,
Some-
tiny and a bit difficult to work with for finesse. But go ahead and roll your checks.
Crowley kicks open door, moves 30 feet. Inspiration, guidance,
Inspiration.
runs back.
I fucking dude, I'm so glad.
Stop your running in this place. Be respectful. Don't you kick that door again. That door is thousands of years old.
Moonwalks back respectfully.
Okay.
Is impressed.
Sort of sneers at you.
DM is
Yes.
the did we cover that the 1 hour for the skill empowerment was consumed by the whole weapon for the whole dagger, right? So there's a whole new hour.
These are each taking an hour, correct? So we are sitting at this
Okay.
point at 11 p.m.
All right, yeah, fuck it. We ball. He stays in his Ultra Smith form for another and his second 5th level spell slot.
Okay, awesome. What's the totals?
28.
I have not.
28.
Not
I rolled.
yet.
So far I've rolled 2, 2, 5, 3 on my fucking d20s.
Buddy,
The
change it
only-
out. Change out the D20. That's what I do.
I have.
Stop.
I'm about to change again.
Whatever you did, stop.
I'm looking. I'm
Me to bring you one?
ridiculous.
Give him
Roommates.
Chris's.
Give him Chris's.
No.
15 nat ones in a row.
Jesus,
33.
hey, he's not wrong.
What was your roll there, Otto?
33.
33. Okay. Still a
This should be
success.
easy.
Bringing it up to 7. Over 30s. Okay. Awesome. So Kaushik's necklace being done. Have a bit more aligned bicycle, not quite enough to make something like a longsword or anything, but enough right now to make a light or finesse weapon. But you have Kaushik's done. Lastly, Crowley's skull, right? That's your spell casting focus?
Yeah, technically. I only need it for one spell. I'll use it, but pretty much the instrument, really. That's the one that he uses for everything.
I mean,
really.
it's up to you, man.
Yeah.
You let me know.
Yeah. We'll radicalize this
So-
guitar. But Crowley's going to call for everyone to come back to the storage where he's at. He needs an hour to recharge, or unless you guys want to go raw, he doesn't care. Guidance.
You need a short rest to cast more guidance or more.
More
inspiration.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
guys-
those inspirations have been super invaluable. I think it would. Or do you get them like 1 per short rest or all?
I get all
back on
5.
short rest?
All of them.
I would say let's do it if we can then.
We still
If we
still
can
have to
afford
make
it.
our save for post Kaushik, right? Or
Constitution saving throws from everybody in the room.
at the end of Kaushik's.
These will cap out at this point. The
It's
DC
24.
the DC will not go higher than 24.
It was to 26 again. So
26.
So-
Also
No.
26.
No inspiration on these saves.
no, he doesn't have any more.
You haven't used anything, remember?
You
so
did.
still
Yeah,
have
you
your
still
save.
have yours.
I'm talking about for Slick.
He used his for Slick.
Slick's.
If you want to use you were inspired though.
Yeah, like,
so you
if
could
every-
donate yours to Slick.
Fuck yeah, I'll do it. 30.
Good job, buddy.
Very nice.
All right.
Mister, it's real hot in here, but I'm hanging tough. I'm hanging real tough. Woo! Tormus opens the door. Quiet. So Constitution saving throws,
26.
success, and I think you had a 26 as well, success on that. Slick succeeds. You guys can either decide to take your short rest now, which will push this endeavor later into the night, or you can but you'll get your inspiration, or you can go ahead and knock it out. Up to you.
I mean, if homie doesn't seem to think it'll be a problem,
You talking to
think we're-
Tormus?
yeah, talking about Thomas.
Would we be
want
able to
take
get a short?
breather in the antechamber.
As long as no one else comes up here in the meantime, people come up here all the time in all the strange hours to worship. And just as no one's interrupted you, you're not to interrupt them either.
Have we taken
OC, I'll roll a percentage check.
to see if somebody pulls up.
Correct.
And if somebody does, we'd have to wait for them to leave before
Correct.
we could re-enter. That D12 has been saving my fucking ass, so...
What's up, deal? Is that what we're doing?
I'd say it's a vote.
Well, I will say into Brune's ear, if anyone starts to come up the mountain pass, I can try to push them back.
What?
Do you say that out loud?
I can't say it out loud.
That's right. Okay.
I feel like that would be unwise. Considering.
Well, I mean, if some guy decides he wants to spend 3 days making a life-size replica of, you know, a purple worm or something.
I don't know if we would be... if our continued presence would be allowed. Not without conflict.
Not to interrupt you guys here, but to put it into further context, your DC to craft a line by shake is 20 here. You've been succeeding with flying colors. The extras above that have been giving you more material to work with for an entire weapon made of a line by shake. You currently have 7 for the next one. Both of you would need to roll over a 30 to craft a larger weapon. Okay.
DM, I was going to ask if during this short rest, expending whatever resources necessary, he could create. I mean, I have the fabricate spell at my disposal. I have all of his tools and expertise and such. Could he create those weapons so that we then have something to put the aligned Bishop on?
Yeah, you could. I mean, with the fabricate spell, you could absolutely craft a something. Absolutely, if you want to expend that spell.
Yeah. In that case, during the short rest, while Crowley is regaining his inspirational energies, he is going to step off and is there like a regular forge in here, or is it just through the doors?
You have the forge that you guys have been working on. This is this is a matter of worship. This isn't like someone's house.
Gotcha. In that case, I would like to use fabricate, but could I roll a smithing check for that anyway to try and make particularly suited to Gandalf weapons? He hasn't met him or seen him fight in person, but he has all of those recordings of seeing him fight and all those memories, and try and make just a bespoke weapon for him.
Yeah, I don't think there's an issue with that. I don't think you need to make any additional checks. You have all of the memories that you can play through your memory banks right now of your Uncle Gandalf fighting. You think back of all of the memories that Milo has bestowed upon you of seeing him fight. I don't think there's any with the use of the fabricate spell, which is not like low level magic by any means. The use of that spell and using your memory breaks, you can absolutely make a weapon for him.
Excellent.
If you would like to make
in that case,
a smithing check, I'll say the same way that I am talking about Slick's barding. If you fabricate the weapon here and then smith it further using the Fist of Onatar, we could potentially put a magical weapon bonus onto it.
Absolutely, then he will 100% be doing that.
Okay.
So there's a quick out of character question, since this is involving another player. Could I ask Ian real quick what weapons he would like for Gandalf?
Good question.
What if I remember correctly? Are we doing long sword or 2 short swords? I can't remember what your jam was.
Gandalf is shown proficiency
before
in single blades and dual wielding. So
then in that case, DM.
I have both the dueling and dual wielder fighting styles, or dual wielding fighting styles.
DM willing could I ask him which of the 2 he would like? Either 2 short swords or a long sword.
Well, I can't use my strength is ass, and I can't use my dex for a long sword. So I would say
Or
2 short swords.
Longer blade or 2 short blades, whatever.
Say for efficiency's sake, 2 short swords probably be what we'll do best.
Okay. I'm gonna ask for something a bit unique here. I haven't done this in a while, but I like it, so I'm gonna do it. I want Brune and Otto to. Okay, you guys take an hour. You take an hour. You didn't make that known to Tormus, so he has no idea if you're gonna go fuck with someone on the trail. I assume always high, Shining Vanguard.
Always high, baby.
Always
To
high.
61, you go uninterrupted tonight. We are now pushing into midnight at this point. Okay.
All right.
Brune and Otto, you go to craft. Well, we have to craft Crowley's spell focus.
First, we have to do Crowley. Yeah.
Go for it. Roll it up.
So, all right. And since we're
Inspiration.
refreshed, are we back to inspiration and
And
D12?
guided.
Okay, that's more like it. This is more like it.
Oh, is this for the
This is for Crowley's
creation of?
This is for Crowley's spell focus. You guys still need to do that before you go to Gandalf's weapon.
Gotcha. Cool.
37.
37. Very nice.
Nice.
This is fucking ridiculous. High levels.
Okay,
D12,
I did manage a 34 without having to use a flash of genius. So
Successfully with Crowley's spell focus handed off to you once more, Crowley. Easily enough. Last but not least, Gandalf's weapon here. You fabricate the base weapon. You're going to attempt to apply a magical bonus onto it using the Fist of Onatar. Here's what I want to happen here. Constitution saving throws from both of you, by the way. 24 is your DC.
Jesus.
Actually, you've taken an hour rest, so resetting that, you're looking at an 18.
31.
30.
Oh,
Jesus
nice.
Christ.
19 plus 12, baby.
Thank God, 22.
22 success.
That's the lowest I've rolled on those. Holy shit.
Okay. You fabricate the base weapon, the base short swords. Here's what I want from you two. There was a long time ago on Farlnan Island where I had Milo and Kaushik combine their medicine scores. Here's what I'm gonna say, okay? I want both of you to roll smithing checks here. All right.
Okay.
And here's how we're gonna do it. A DC 30 is gonna make these into +1. A DC 40, combined DC, because these need to be exponential. I'm gonna say a DC 45 is gonna make them both +2. And a you know what? Fuck it. This is level 17 across Eberron, baby. We're going DC 60. Again, we're adding your two checks together. DC 60, you can make 2 + 3 short swords.
Hell
Alright.
yeah.
All right.
Don't roll yet,
Easy.
Bruce.
What's up?
Don't roll yet.
I haven't rolled yet. I'm assuming we're getting D12s and
Inspiration.
D4s, right?
Yeah, inspiration guidance.
All right. Okay, did you say don't roll?
Are
Yeah,
you?
I was seeing if there was any way I could boost you as well.
I have a +17, so it's kind of hard for it to get much higher.
I mean, if someone had enhance ability, they could cast.
Give me advantage, yeah, or give him advantage.
I do not have it.
I don't think anybody has an enhance ability in
I
this
don't think
group.
so.
Yeah,
I
lost
had. I should have had
Fucking
it, but I didn't think
easy
about
as
it.
hell. But we're
Literally did
gonna
not think
let's
about
see. Let's see how high it can go, everybody.
Before they roll, I want to hit Broom with a guiding bolt.
Um,
Give him
DM.
guidance, you know.
Could I? I know I don't know if this is gonna work. Probably won't. But miss every shot you don't take. Could I pop off my summoned construct to assist with my roll? Give me advantage.
I thought you guys already were rolling with advantage.
Nope, we're just each rolling straight.
They're each rolling straight at the moment. Yep. Your drone can give you the help action, yes. Or you're familiar.
No, I
with
meant
it.
the. I'm talking about the summoned construct, the thing that like peeled off my armor and popped off.
Yeah.
The expert. Oh, you don't have your expertise thing anymore. That's right. You only hit 2 of those.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want me to go ahead and announce my total if it'll make you feel better?
Well, I was about to ask before I summon construct, if he'll let me.
Yeah.
I doubt
Yeah,
he will.
you can.
Worth asking. Yes,
can.
I can. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, my drone would be helping me, and then the construct will kind of trot over and help you.
Hell yeah.
Both with
Okay.
advantage.
I quite literally just rolled the same thing on the D20.
Oof.
I have done that twice so far, and then
All right.
during this process.
One total at a time as I pull
It's
up my
not bad
fucking
though.
calculator.
Because let's not get it twisted. It's still very good, but
All right. What is it, Brune?
40.
Do I even need to
Yeah, yeah.
ask at this
It's
point? I
not
should have
bad,
made it. I
though.
should have made it DC 70. What is the total there?
Is it plus 4 if it's a 75?
What'd you say?
37.
That's a total of
That's a total
77.
of 77.
So is it plus 4, right? It's plus 1 for every 15,
What?
right?
This ain't Pathfinder. Where are you?
Hey,
What the fuck are you doing?
You miss every shot you don't take.
You are able to craft 2 + 4 short swords.
What?
Yeah.
That's 6 short swords.
That is terrifying.
A
Oh, nobody
long
likes my
night,
joke.
a tiresome night. And I need both con saving throws from both of you.
Sure. You got a bus.
Inspiration.
Can we get inspirations on these as well?
I'm giving inspiration.
He's got a you got a short rest in, so you guys are good to go.
That
You
shit
know, like,
crawls
pet
back
walks out
in.
the door.
This is why you wait for the
Milo on the
bar.
leg and says,
Yeah.
and that's his guidance.
24.
Success.
This might actually. I'm pretty sure this fails. 19.
Guidance.
Oh. Yeah. 23.
Success.
Hey yo, Bard coming in clutch.
A long night smithing. It is now 2 a.m. You have an arduous journey back down the Fist of Volnatar. However, all of you equipped. You look like you got something to say. Go ahead, because I'm working on an outro. We're at 9:30.
I'll Otto. It would
Go for
maybe have stayed behind. But I can send you that, and we can resolve that at the beginning of next session in BD.
BD, I need to know what you're doing.
Okay, so he is going to try and make something for his father.
Okay. All right. Awesome. What are you going to try to make?
So in his memory, Milo wasn't much of a combatant, so it will not be a weapon. It will be basically a technology gauntlet, like a spell focus. So.
Okay. All right. Awesome. That is going to take some time here. Otto, you're staying by. And I'm so sorry. We forgot about arguably the most important thing. Brune, I need you to please roll me another smithing check. You can roll this with advantage with Otto helping you out.
For the
for the barding
play.
for Slick.
yeah. Oh yeah. So
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
okay.
Inspiration.
So okay. If I'm inspired, I'll take
Inspired and guided at advantage.
it. Okay. Oh, at advantage. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go, baby. God damn. Okay, that could have been better, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, it's really gonna be fine. Oh, it's super gonna be fine. 14 on the D20, 12 from the D12, so 26 plus 3 from the D4, 29, 39, 46.
46. You can add to Slick's character sheet, or I will add it in later. You can add +2 barding to his AC.
Hell yeah.
Which will effectively increase his AC by 5.
Nice. Fucking awesome.
So, Slick, now decked out. Well, he says, "Mister, if we can, wait until the bottom of this hill until we put that on. It's real hot even up here." However, you make your journey back down the Fist of Volnatar, back towards the Stormbringer. Otto is staying behind currently.
Yes, I was going to say this is purely fishing for mechanical assistance. He would have sought some counsel from his Uncle Crowley before they left, and would have simply shared with him that he had a couple of last tasks he needed to take care of, and he would be back down soon.
Okay.
Well, you'd still have the inspiration too, so.
I assume you're asking for inspiration. Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, that's what that is exactly.
Wonderful. Yeah, keep your inspiration. Write it down for your notes for next week. Otto's staying up here. Bit of worship he needs to do on his own. The Dwarven guards are here. If he fucks up something, he will be set upon by the Dwarven guard in here. The rest of you leave with Tormus leading your way down. Some of you quite exhausted from this venture. Erish, the rest of the Underfolk have made it on here. They've already eaten. It is well past dinner at this point. It's, like I said, 2 a.m. Erish makes you all food and uses cantrips to put ice in your drinks so it's cold and it's fresh, to take care of you all. We now cut a scene of the Shining Vanguard around a table. The painting on the wall across from you depicting a candle lighthouse, tendrils in the far distance, as well as icons for each of the Shining Vanguard. Mounted on the wall, on the other side of that, a crystal screen. Our camera, Erish goes and clicks the screen on and goes, sits down beside Artyom, kissing your sweaty forehead. Sits down beside you, and our camera pans, instead of onto the crystal screen, onto the Shining Vanguard. Your face is locked onto the crystal screen, eyes wide, mouths partially ajar, and our screen cuts to black. And then our camera turns back on one more time, looking up at the face of Artyom, with a sending stone on your belt, slightly glowing with a message sent. A sending stone from Gandalf. And then our camera goes black again. And that's all for this episode. So, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for sticking around for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did.
Shit.
We are Hard Knock Dice. We stream every Wednesday and Saturday. On Wednesdays, we do Whispers in the Dusty and by our wonderful Brune/Ian/Gandalf. So come check us out, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Saturdays, we do Across Eberron, DM by me, and all played by all of these wonderful people. So come check us out. Saturdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Went a little bit late tonight, but that's okay. If you're still hanging out with us, you, the true homie, and we appreciate you very much. Make sure you drop a follow if you haven't yet. And if you're feeling it, if you're heart of hearts, you can always subscribe. That helps us get all sorts of wonderful D&D content for these folks. We're gonna raid some people, but before we do, please donate to Extra Life !charity in the chat. If you'll go click on that link, open your heart wallets to a really great cause. You can be a hero IRL and save some folks. So thank you guys so much for hanging around again. I appreciate you. We're gonna raid our wonderful friends over at Dice Legends. Did I forget anything, folks? I don't think I did. I hit all the announcements. We stream. We're not streaming the week of Thanksgiving. We're taking that week off from both campaigns. So go enjoy that time with your family that is not us. And but after that, come join us again for this. Until next time, guys. Much love. Bye.
Bye.